Texas State. 30 of 39, 415, 5 touchdowns. ULM coach Brian Vincent said that's hard to do against air, let alone against another opponent. He was absolutely in the zone last week.
And to take it to their defensive side, they create explosives on offense. They also create havoc on defense. 1 in 5 plays, they're actually creating negative plays for a defense with those ends.
And you see the touchdown catch by DJ Epps, who had a career performance last week for Aiden Armenta, the other quarterback in this matchup. He usually plays his best inside Malone Stadium. Last home game versus Arkansas State. Man, we'll see the difference in that one.
Absolutely, and you're thinking that this home crowd can come out and support their quarterback. He's actually playing to get to the point where they can establish a passing game the way Troy has, because they have the run game, which is explosive.
You see ULM and Troy tonight, a key game inside the Sun Belt Conference. Troy sitting at 4-2, ULM sitting at 3-3. And again, two teams do it different ways, one through the air, one on the ground. We'll find out what wins today in Monroe.
And perfect opportunity for them to fight for second place here, as ULM has performed much better at home. And as you can see, you got the conference standings here, competing for second place here. You get a win here tonight for your ULM, you're 2-1. Or Troy can keep that undefeated streak going.
With ULM playing next week at Southern Miss, and you see right now Troy trying to keep pace with Southern Miss for first place. ULM won the toss. They will defer. There's interesting situation developing for ULM. They've had their top 2 kickers go out with injury. So they've had tryouts. 2 young men who weren't even on this roster 2 weeks ago now kicking. Jacob Green, who is a walk-on from Sterlington High School, kicked there. And other kicker who tried out, Danny Hagan from Ireland, has never played American football before. Also, when it comes to extra points, Mr. Do-It-Everything, Hunter Herring, will be trying the extra points. He's also the quarterback. He's basically ULM's Taysom Hill. So interesting development in special teams. When it comes to special teams, huge advantage for Troy tonight.
We're going to see an impact. There's also another Irish kicker on the opposite side.
Oh, and he's one of the best in the country in McAteer. Kickoff by Green will be brought in at the 15, up to the 20, out to the 25, up to the 30, down to the 32-yard line. That is Trey Taylor for the Trojans. Good field position to start for this explosive Troy offense.
You just never know what's going to happen with these type of conference matchups. So right now you got to expect Troy to try to come out and establish that run and get ULM guessing so they can get that passing game going.
By the way, Trey Taylor by way of Shreveport, Louisiana. We'll see Tucker Kilcrease, who was the Manning Award winner and the O'Brien Award winner for his performance last week, 415 yards, 5 touchdowns. He was absolutely incredible. He put a man in motion from left to right. The give is to jet sweep, knocked down after a gain of about 6 on the carry by number 0, Roman Mothershed for the Trojans.
And if you look up, you're going to see big number 72 there come out and lead the way on that option.
Gain of 6 for Troy from the ULM 38-yard line. So that's what you want to do, is be in front of the sticks. And again, another big storyline on the other side. We talk about the injuries at kicker for ULM. How about the injuries up front, Des, for Troy's offensive line?
Yeah, but a mishmash group they've got together. Only one lineman that started the season still starting.
Once again, caught. That is Mothershed. He's got the first down and more, up to the 40 into ULM territory, out to the 35-yard line. Mothershed 2 for 2, first on the jet sweep, then on the catch. And Troy, that offense is picking up where they left off. Actually, that was Trey Taylor once again.
And you're going to see just a missed tackle in the open field here, and he's going to go up and get ghosted.
It's hard to tell whether that's 0 or 8. Either way, that's a first down for Troy, and they are moving the football here early. Quick release, obviously, don't want to put a lot of pressure on that offensive line.
Not at all. You're going to see them like to move the pocket to try to take the pressure off those linemen.
1st and 10 from the 33 goes the Trojans. 2 big plays to start this game. Deep pass, one-on-one coverage. The ball is incomplete. Looking for DJ Epps. Good coverage by the Warhawks.
Yeah, a little contact there by David Gotti. You think that you want to see him get his head around, because that's when they throw the flag if you don't look around.
David Gotti, arguably with the Arco Perkins McAllister, one of the strengths of this secondary is these corners.
Yeah, if you're a Troy fan, you're going to be upset at the no call there.
Yeah, and Kilcrease, not a lot of incompletions last week. Coach Vincent said 30 for 39. That's hard to do against air. He did that against Texas State last week.
7-on-7 out there.
2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Kilcrease looking to throw once again. Quick pass. Ball is caught close to the first down. That is Ra Thomas, the transfer from Georgia and Mississippi State. He'll be about 1.5 yards short of a first down.
And they're just a great second down play. They're going to look at the depth of their defensive backs, and if that's open, they're going to throw that every time.
Ra Thomas has got that size you look for, 6'2". He is definitely a threat inside the red zone. 3rd and a long one for Troy. Yet to run the football. So far it's been all through the air. I guess minus the jet sweep. 2 receivers to the near side for Kilcrease. Takes the snap, gives it off to Meadows. He's got the first down and more up to the 21-yard line, now to the 20. And Troy, this is exactly the start Coach Parker would have asked for.
And that mismatch offensive line did an excellent job of establishing a push up front. You're going to see that it's just double teams all across the front, and he's going to find the empty man.
Matt Henry, the right guard, is the only person on this offensive line who started week 1. It has been a complete, really this offense has been a mash unit, but shows you the depth because they have not missed a beat. 1st and 10 from ULM's 20. Give to Meadows once again, right up through the heart. He's at the 15, he's at the 10. Meadows will go untouched through the heart of the ULM defense, and the Trojans offense continues its furious pace, and they score the opening drive. Didn't take long, Des, a little over 2.5 minutes, and the Trojans get on the scoreboard. What an impressive drive to open this ball game.
And when you can run the ball, when you feel like running the ball, that's when you can create explosive plays like that. Once again, they're using their guards and tackles. They're pulling them, leading up in the hole, but excellent vision by the running back there to cut it back. Tate Meadows against the grain.
And then Meadows started this season as a walk-on. Didn't get much going last week. Looked great on that run to give Troy a 6-0 lead. Patty McAteer, arguably the best kicker in this conference, to try to add the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. And just like that, a little over 2.5 minutes. 20-yard touchdown run by Tay Meadows, and Troy, what a great opening drive, takes a 7-0 lead here over ULM on ESPN+. Malone Stadium, Sean Fox, Desmond Lighton, and Des couldn't ask for a better opening drive of your Coach Parker and Troy.
Now, it was very clear that they want to come out. They took a couple of shot plays there and wanted to establish the pass and ride the hot hand and Kilcrease.
Back deep to receive, and obviously Patty McAteer, one of the best kickers inside the Sun Belt Conference. Back to receive, Godfrey to Emmett Reynolds, but you see the quarterback comparison. Both efficient. But Tucker Kilcrease, again, you look at his numbers, these are just in about 2.5 games. This young man, the hottest quarterback inside the Sun Belt Conference, one of the best in the country. I mean, multiple awards he won last week for his performance in the win over Texas State.
And he's sneaky athletic,
Quick
too.
Release,
he will run.
too.
Yeah.
An interesting story with this young man. Talk about a Troy family. Dad played golf at Troy. Mom went to Troy and grew up about 15 minutes from Troy. Played at a 1A high school now. In Louisiana, it goes up to 5A. And Alabama goes all the way up to 7A. So it shows you, look, it doesn't matter the level you play at. Game recognizes grain.
Absolutely. It also shows he comes from a thoroughbred athletic family.
You see ULM getting the first possession, trying to answer.
It's going to be key that they stay ahead of the chains.
Aiden Armenta's got two backs, Dorian Lewis and Bam McReynolds. And it is a quick, well, nothing happening on the first play of the game. Gave it off to McReynolds, and not the way you want to start the game, Des, if you're ULM, defensively or on the first play.
Yeah, and opposed to Troy, this offensive line is starting to develop some cohesiveness, especially in the run. And they're going to have to be able to pound the ball directly at Troy if they want to get the offense going.
It is 2nd and 10. Armenta in the gun. Dorian Lewis, the back, dotting the pistol. Puts a man in motion from right to left. Armenta looking to throw. Dumps it off to Lewis, looking for a block. Gets past one man, gets past the second man, made something out of nothing, Des. That was an individual effort by Dorian Lewis.
Absolutely, and if you look, that's basically an extension of the run. You're going to get Nate Sullivan out wide to be a lead blocker for him, swing it out to the flats, and just good execution there.
You also saw a lot of white jerseys floating to the football for Troy.
Look at Nate holding it up.
And there is a flag on the play. We missed it. It is declined. It'll be 3rd down for the Warhawks. Again, see an extended look at Dorian Lewis. Dorian's an interesting story as well. We talked about the story of Tucker Kilcrease. Dorian missed all of last season back home in New Mexico, taking care of his mom. Really good kid, had a relationship with Coach Vincent when he was at New Mexico, said, I still want to play. He said, come play for me one more season at ULM. Backs to the left and the right of Armenta. He'll put Godfrey in motion. Armenta looking to throw. Does. Fade. Looking for Trejo. And hits him in the helmet. Great throw by Armenta. Nick Trujillo, who's just in his 3rd game back out of injury, Des, got to bring that in.
You can't throw it much better than that. I mean, if he's running downfield with a target on him, my goodness, he hit the bullseye.
Jaquez White on the coverage. Again, that throw right there hit Trujillo right in the helmet.
Talk about a punt, pass, and kick competition. He won right there.
Again, Peyton Higgins back to receive for Troy, standing on his 34-yard line. Mackenzie Ryan looking to punt for ULM. Gets it off. Rugby-style punt. Ball will be caught at the 32-yard line, and that is where Troy will start this drive. Troy's defense answers their offense on the first drive. Troy gets it back up 7. inside Malone Stadium, where it is a great start from the men of Troy. Offense goes down, scores on their first drive, defense 3 and out. It's amazing what momentum and confidence can do. Since the fourth quarter of the Buffalo game, Des, this has looked like a completely different team.
Yeah, and if you're sitting back drawing up a game plan, this is exactly what you want for your script. 3 and out for the defense, getting a quick start with your offense, throwing some high percentage passes, breaking tackles in the open field. Can't ask for much more, and then capping it off with a great run.
And again, great mix of run and pass for Troy. Everything quick. Again, a mash unit on the offensive line. Get out of Kilcreast's hands quickly. He's got a quick release. He's got receivers who obviously can do damage, yards after catch. But again, ULM's got to do a better job of tackling in the open field as well.
Yeah, and starting here on the defense, they have to win the early downs to put them in some obvious passing situations.
They'll start this drive with an empty set. 3 receivers to the top of the screen, 2 to the bottom. We'll see if ULM can generate some pressure with their front. Looking for a big game from Billy Pullen, number 5 for ULM. You see him at the bottom of the screen. Kilcreast looking to throw. Does. Ball is tipped on the spot. Big stop. Big play so far for ULM. That's a great way to start. Better than the last drive for the Warhawks. Number 92, James Smith, get his hands on the football.
Absolutely. And trying to hit Pagan Higgins there on the speed out, and he was open, so excellent job there to actually get that block.
James Smith, 6'3", 275, redshirt junior from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Noticing a little bit of an MO, they're throwing the high percentage passes early for drive starters.
Jordan Lovett starting, in the backfield now for Troy for the first time today. Kilcreast fakes the pitch to him, takes it himself, and ULM was ready for it. You see a host of black jerseys right around the line of scrimmage to make the stop. Didn't fall for the fake pitch.
And they did not take the cheat. You're going to see Tyrese Hopkins read it.
First one there, yep.
And he's going to read it downhill and fill the gap, checking. That's his responsibility. B-gap, great job not taking the cheese there by Tyrese Hopkins.
Can ULM get off the field on 3rd down? It is 3rd and 10 for the Trojans from their own 33-yard line. Still very early here in the first quarter as they put 3 receivers to the far side. Kilcreast in the gun where he'll be most of the ball game. ULM jamming the receivers at the line of scrimmage. Kilcreast looking to throw. Got a man caught right around the line of scrimmage. Right at the first down marker. It's Peyton Higgins. He got 10. Needed 10. Got 11.
Wow. And ULM's going to come out. They're going to run a little cover 3. They had the guys dropped in zone. They just found a soft spot. And good pass on time.
Opportunity for the Warhawk defense to get off the field, but couldn't do it. Again, drive continues for Troy up to their own 44-yard line as Tay Meadows, who's got the early touchdown, checks back into the ball game. Kilcreast fakes it to Meadows, rolls to his right, got a man open. It is caught by Jackson Worley, their tight end. He's across midfield, deep into ULM territory, and just like that, Troy's looking to threatening to score once again.
And that's just Trey Warts there,
running
a corner route, and it just looks like that ULM did not sink into that. Nobody had deep third. DeArco Perkins McAllister there. Looks like he's in his zone. Got behind him.
Trey Swartz, 6'5", 255-pound tight end. That is only his 2nd reception of the season. And Troy threatening again on the ULM 25-yard line. Play action pass. Kilcreast looks, fires, gets it to Lovett out in the flat. And he will move a host of defenders. Got an extra yard. It's going to be 2nd and short.
And so he wanted to take the deep shot there. They were running the scissors concept up top. It wasn't there. Maybe if he waited a little bit longer, but they had a post safety sitting there waiting for him. So he just takes the smart decision, which is throwing a check down.
Holmes makes the stop 1 yard short of the first down. But Des, your entire playbook's open right here. Wouldn't be surprised they don't take a shot at the end zone on 2nd and 1 from the 16.
Nope, this is a bonus play right here. A little bit of a freebie.
2nd and 1. Kilcreast again picking up where he left off. Since the fourth quarter of the Buffalo game, folks, you're hard-pressed to find a better quarterback in this country. Looking to throw once again. Going to take off under pressure. Flag on the play. Throws it to the end zone. Incomplete.
Looks like they're going to be called for a holding call, which is right on time if you're a ULM Warhawks fan.
Again, Kilcreast threw for 415. 5 touchdowns this past week, and it is a hold, Des. But the week before, ran for over 100 yards.
Offense, number 54.
And they went over South Alabama. He's the first Troy quarterback to do that since 2018.
This ball, and that's Cliff Mosley that drew the holding call, it looks like. And they were trying to set up a little bit of an over route there by their slot receiver.
So big break for ULM from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 11. pushes it back to the 26-yard line, but still, look, they've got 2 more downs. But Patty McAteer, once you get past the 50, you feel pretty confident in the Troy kicker.
With the most Irish name ever.
Yeah, McAteer. Kilcrease going to keep it himself. And ULM did a good job of staying at home, keeping it to a minimal gain.
Patty Mack.
Noah Fleming and Andre Mack in there to make the stop for ULM. So, again, there's another opportunity for ULM to get off the field on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and the battle of first down and the battle of third down efficiency for the team.
So far, Troy in this ball game 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions. Tay Meadows is checked back into the ball game on 3rd down. From the ULM 23-yard line. Kilcrease takes the snap. Fakes, gives it off to number 2, Peyton Higgins, who once again needed 8, gets 9. He's getting that extra yard, and the drive continues for Troy.
But Kilcrease is operating. He's going to pick up the blitz. ULM's going to bleed some edge blitz, and what do? You throw right where the blitz came from, and he replaced with the slant behind it.
And I'm impressed by the different arm angles that Kilcrease can throw from. Again, this guy was the backup quarterback for Goose Crowder, who's, again, had a great career at Troy. But Kilcrease is playing with a ton of confidence right now.
He had pressure in his face, super calm, hangs back, makes the pass on time.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line of ULM as Troy looks to go up 2 scores. Kilcrease in the gun, Meadows to his right. They'll put Mothershed in motion. They'll give it to Meadows up the middle, and another big hole, and he is inside the 10-yard line down to the 8. Pickup of 6 before Leonard Harris makes the tackle.
And, they're going to get a little bit of a cross bucket, come in and clear the way for him.
Again, Troy got nothing going in the run game last week, but they've certainly found something here early. And again, what an effort in that come-from-behind victory. Down 21-0, down 28-7 in the first quarter, able to come back and beat Texas State. A lot of fight in this team.
Confidence building.
2nd and 4 from the ULM 8-yard line, so they can get a first down. Kilcrease going to keep it himself. Billy Pullen is going to drag him down behind the line of scrimmage.
What a play by Billy Pullen. They're going to run his own read. Billy actually, he's too far inside, but he's so athletic. He's able to put his foot in the ground and redirect. The average defensive end is beat there. It was a pull read.
And Pullen literally
pulled him
held on for dear life.
Yeah. But no, that's one of the plays where the defensive line coach said, if you're going to be wrong, you better be right. So he was wrong. He went too far and out, but he made it right.
3rd and 7. Yeah, Pullen's been dealing with some injuries. He hasn't had the season that a lot of Warhawk fans have expected, but he has certainly got the ability. He was one of the better defensive ends inside the conference last year. 3rd and 7 for Troy from the ULM 11. Kilcrease looking to throw. Fires, corner of the end zone. Got a man, just a little too much on it. One of the rare mistakes looking for Trey Taylor that Kilcrease has made in the last couple of weeks.
So they went slant, flat, corner there. If you look at the All-22, and ULM did a good job of staying home because there was a lot of misdirection.
Canterbury. And here comes Patty McAteer, one of the better kickers inside the Sun Belt Conference, to try to give Troy a 2-score lead. From the left hash. And Troy up 7-0, 6:05 left. Snap is good, hold is good. Kick, as expected by McAteer, is good. 2 drives, 2 scores for the Trojans. They lead ULM with 6:01 remaining in the first quarter. Troy 10, ULM nothing. situation where it was actually Scott Taylor Renfro with the kick for Troy. We talked about ULM with the injuries at the kicker position. What a luxury Coach Parker has. Not one, but two kickers. Scott Taylor Renfro now 5 of 6 on the season after that 29-yard field goal. If they need the long field goal, that's where Patty Mack comes in.
Then they go to the big driver in the bag,
but,
right?
Great options in the punting and kicking game for Troy. Again, Renfro now 5 of 6 on the season. Godfrey and Lewis back to receive for the Warhawks, down 10. And they will not get an opportunity to return. Again, Coach Vincent said one of the biggest differences in Troy this year compared to last year, he said this is probably the best special teams unit they faced all season long.
Yeah.
And again, field position does matter, as we saw last week versus Coastal Carolina.
With a punter averaging, 50 yards a punt, being able to flip the field.
14 punts over 50 yards.
Yeah, that's incredible. His longest is 60 almost.
Warhawks down 10 as Armenta will be in the pistol. Zach Palmer-Smith behind him. Now he'll go to the right of Armenta from their own 25-yard line. Armenta gives it to Palmer-Smith. He's up to the 30, up to the 35, gets a block up to the 40. Palmer-Smith to the 50 across midfield, and the best play of the ball game here early for ULM sets up the Warhawks in Troy territory out to the 48-yard line.
Perfectly executed right here. He's going to bring this H-back across to kick out, and he's going to go right across from him. And just hit the sideline, man. Excellent blocking downfield as well.
And Daniel Sisavon knocks him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Dorian Lewis now in the ball game at the running back position for the Warhawks.
Also making a man miss in the open field.
And Hunter Herring comes in as well. The give is that Herring on the give? Yeah, that's Hunter Herring playing running back. Picked up about a yard. Again, for those who don't know, Hunter Herring is a quarterback from right down the road, Washita Christian High School in Monroe. Des, I keep making this, Warhawk fans will know this because I make the reference every week. He's basically their version of Taysom Hill. He plays special teams. He plays quarterback. Now they've got him at running back. We might see him at other positions. And again, now on extra points, he might be the kicker.
Quarterback,
so he literally does it all.
Special teams, punter, PAT.
Palmer-Smith into the ball game now, who just had the long run. Armenta on 2nd and 10. Gives it to Palmer-Smith once again. Bounces. Well, actually, Armenta keeps it. Gets it off to Nick Trujillo. Short gain on the play. Good coverage by Troy. Good fake, though, by Armenta.
Yeah, that's going to be an RPO. You're going to get a completely run look by your offensive line because he can hand that ball off on the zone there unless he likes what he sees out in the flats.
Again, that 28-yard run setting up ULM in Troy territory. Pickup of 5 after the catch from Trujillo. 3rd and 5 for the Warhawks, and Hunter Herring checking back into the ball game. This time in a wide receiver position. He is the near side receiver, Des. We have yet to see, I almost said Taysom, yet to see Hunter Herring at wide receiver till today.
Going to get a
flag
free 5.
on the play, and it's going to be 5 free ones for the Warhawks.
And that's just being aware of the down and distance. You got 3rd and about 6. You got to know that they're going to come with a freeze. Looks like they got
offside defense, number 54. 5-yard penalty.
And that is 5 free ones, and that is a first down for the Warhawks.
I think it's going to set up a 3rd and super short, maybe. 3rd and maybe.
If it is, it's 3rd and a half a yard because it was 3rd and 5. Still with Zach Palmer-Smith again back in at running back with Hunter Herring.
It's going to be 3rd.
It's 3rd and 1, so I guess 3rd and a half a yard. If that, I mean, if you look from we're way up
in the
press
nest
box, it looks like it's already a first down. I mean, it is a half a yard. Man in motion from left to right. That's Rylan Green. He's now at the H-back position. Armenta takes the snap, gives it off to Palmer-Smith. Got just enough for the first down up to the 36-yard line. The drive continues for the Warhawks.
And that's just good solid blocking up front and good patience there as well from the running back. He's going to sit there and wait and wait and wait.
That is about as patient as you can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, Troy's string up front, their ends, Elijah Davis, Jamal Williams, 2 of the better defensive ends in this league. And then they bring in Donnie Smith, number 22, in pass rush situations, and he is a beast off the edge. Even coming off the bench, he leads the team in sacks. 1st and 10 from the Troy 35-yard line. Armenta looking to throw, going deep, got Trujillo. It is incomplete. Coverage good, too good on the play. Flag coming on White.
And that's what you want there. You take Jake Godfrey, you're going to run him on a curl, and he's going to kind of influence the safety to come downhill and get in the way and set up a one-on-one there.
Like I said, good coverage, but that was too good. And good throw by Armenta.
Yep. He was beat.
There is no flag for pass interference.
Oh.
Second down.
Whoa.
Coach Vincent won't like that.
Well,
Maybe
I mean,
it was
he's
good
literally,
coverage.
he's got him hooked with that back arm there. He's holding on to the nameplate. And you can have a hand on, you just can't influence. And it looked like he was definitely pulling back. Yeah, there's a tug there at the end.
Like I said, Coach Vincent less than thrilled about that call. It'll set up 2nd and 10.
If you're keeping count, there was a missed PI earlier against Troy, so now you're even there. It's a push.
So good coverage by the transfer from Washburn College, Jaquez White.
I wonder who
2nd
came in
and 10
and
from
overruled
35.
that.
What's that?
I wonder who came in and overruled, because they definitely, the guy with the on-site called pass interference.
Lewis and Herring in the backfield. Now they'll put Herring in motion. Armenta. Delayed draw to Lewis. Got a lane. Lewis up to the 30, up to the 25. First down, Warhawks. Down to the 24-yard line. That delayed draw, first down, ULM. Good blocking from the left side of that offensive line.
Point on the field as the runner is down. First down.
And they're going to influence everybody. All the flow is going to go one direction. They noticed that Troy had 3 deep safeties lined up pretty deep.
And they'll play 3 deep, 3 safeties a lot. And that basically, talking to Coach Vincent in production, basically a 3-5-3 look from this Troy defense. And the blockers isolated on Elijah Davis.
And what you don't see that often other than prevent situations where the safeties are all 3 deep, all on the same level.
1st and 10 from the Troy 23-yard line. Hunter Herring once again in the backfield. Fakes to Herring. Armenta pumps, looking, throws. Ball is caught, cut inside by number 8, Jonathan Bibbs. Bibbs, a redshirt freshman, Des, out of Birmingham. He has really come on for the Warhawks the last 3 weeks. Scored a touchdown last week, the only touchdown in the game versus Coastal Carolina. Look at this formation from ULM. We'll see what they run out of it. Everybody to the left side of scrimmage. Jet sweep to Bibbs. Good open field tackle by Sisvon. If he doesn't make that tackle, Des, he's still running.
And he had to come all the way from the 3rd level. You're going to see him come downhill and field. That's a lot of area for him to field right there. Incredible.
Because if he doesn't make that tackle, there's nothing but green grass in front of him.
Talk about being on an island.
And again, Des, here's what we got to look for here. ULM in their kicker situation, is this 4-down territory?
Probably, depending on what they do here on 3rd down.
3rd and 10, Armenta was in the pistol. Now Palmer Smith to his right from the Troy 23-yard line. Armenta takes the snap. Good protection, steps up in the pocket. Armenta will run. And he will be about 6 yards short of the first down. Jordan Stringer, who is a tackling machine for Troy, number 7, 15 tackles last week, makes the open field tackle. 4th and 4. Again, we talked about the kicker situation. Offense stays on the field.
And that's what I meant by depends on how many yards they got on that 3rd down here. They got it in a 4th and manageable here, so they're going to leave the O on.
So 4th and 4. Herring back into the ball game. 4th and 4, 34 seconds left here in the first quarter. Empty backfield now for Armenta.
Going to get a
Timeout, Troy.
Yeah. Didn't like what he saw.
Timeout.
And again, I think in any usual situation, if you have even your 2nd string kicker, you're kicking a field goal here, but you've got your backup quarterback who's kicking your extra points, and then you've got to pick a young man who didn't even play American football, Des, 2 weeks ago. Talking to Coach Vincent, Danny Hagan came out, tried out for the team with the injuries that they had an open call on campus. Hey, have you ever kicked before? I don't even know if you ever played football. Have you ever kicked before? Hagan came in and he said he was very wide-eyed the first week, like, what in the world did I get myself into? But said he had his best week of practice. He's starting to feel like a part of the team yet. I'm anxious to see if we'll see him today. But again, that kind of shows you how desperate ULM is at the kicker position right now.
Bro, I was wide-eyed my first college football experience.
But imagine joining a team in the middle of the season.
Playing football, right? So I couldn't imagine never playing football and then being thrust into a college football program, D1.
So I got to imagine there's going to be a lot of 4th and go situations for ULM when they're on this side of the field. Dorian Lewis checks into the backfield for the Warhawks.
Changes the calculus for sure.
4th and 4 from the Troy 17-yard line. Lewis now goes to the right of Armenta. Now they'll put him out in motion. Armenta quickly gets it out to Lewis. Needs to beat his man to the outside. He does. Picks up the first down to the 10 inside the 6-yard line. Great job by Lewis to avoid a man. That would be Jordan Stringer, who doesn't miss a lot of tackles, and picking up the first down.
Yeah, and so they're going to run slant flat. The slant is going to create a natural rub there to create a one-on-one situation in space.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Stringer is one of the best linebackers inside the Sun Belt Conference. Doesn't miss tackles. Lewis did a great job of picking up a first down and keeping the drive alive for the Warhawks.
Into the first quarter.
So that is the end of the first quarter. Troy is up 10, but the Warhawks on the move, their best drive of the ball game when we come back here on ESPN+. Inside Malone Stadium in Monroe, Sean Fox, Desmond Lighton as Troy, impressive on their first 2 drives of the ball game, take a 10-0 lead, but Des, ULM looking to answer, make this a 1-score game. Big pickup on 4th down before we went to break.
Yeah, what a perfect play call there from Coach Vincent as well. Reading the defense, knowing they were going to have opportunity to set up a rub route with the slant and getting it in the flat, but they need this score desperately.
Herring to the left, Palmer Smith to the right. The give is to Hunter Herring, looking to throw, got a man open, Trujillo, touchdown Warhawks. Little trickeration as the backup quarterback / running back / wide receiver / kicker, Hunter Herring, perfect pass to Trujillo.
They're fake the outside zone to him, get everything flowing that way, and you got to know at some point on the corner route to Trujillo that man can pass too, and it's going to be coming. You knew it was coming, you just didn't know when. Beautifully operated.
This is Trujillo's 3rd game, his 2nd touchdown reception. Broke his collarbone the week of the first game of the season, and Hunter Herring for his first ever extra point attempt. Can he throw a touchdown and get the extra point? Actually, bad snap.
Fire.
Picked up and into the touch, into the end zone for a 2-point conversion is number 3, Andrew Wells. I can promise you, not how it was drawn up.
My goodness. The holder, that's called a fire call there. You're going to see him. They've been taught, depending on what happens, if it's a bad snap, you usually have somebody go out in a route as well, but they didn't get the fire call, so he's going to shoot out this way and expect maybe an out route there. But beautifully operated.
Andrew Wells running like his life depended on it as he saw all those big white jerseys coming at him, and the Warhawks inexplicably pick up a 2-point conversion.
You know, it's not how you draw. It's just like you drew it up in the back.
And I'm never going to use that big word again.
Inexplicably?
I don't know how I got it out the first time.
Hey, we got the point across. But, yes, that was inexplicable that would happen.
And, again, Hunter Herring being used a lot of different ways. They put him in at running back position, breaking out the gloves for the first time. There's a touchdown pass to Trujillo. We'll take a timeout. It's Troy 10. Weird in Monroe as trickeration for the Warhawks leads to a touchdown, and then a botched extra point leads to a 2-point conversion. Does make it make sense?
Do we call that trickeration? That's more like being it's a crime of opportunity there.
Hey, one man's one is another man's another. Right?
Yeah. So, but you do, in their defense, you practice that scenario over and over again.
That's why they call it the fire drill. Jacob Green, again, another walk-on kicker from Sterlington High School, not far from here in Monroe to kick off. Again, another young man who was not on the roster a couple weeks ago.
Hopefully he don't have to make a tackle.
Very good prep career at Sterlington. Green's kick, I mean, you can see he's done it before.
Oh, yeah.
Brought in inside the 5-yard line by, that is number 2, Higgins. Higgins, good return close to the 30-yard line.
I mean, this is like the Disney movie Invincible, getting this opportunity that he knew he was ready for.
10-8, you see they're working on it during the break. The snap in the hold, but
it was a little inside there.
But it worked for him, right?
Yeah, it worked.
Coach Vincent said, let's please not have that happen again, though. That's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
That's on his film cut-up.
For Andrew Wells. Tay Meadows into the backfield for Troy, up 10-8. 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Go the Trojans. Kilcrease gives it to Meadows, up the middle, past the 30, close to the 35-yard line. He is the hammer back for the Trojans. Got 432 yards on the season. So
they've been running quick game to start the drives so far. This is the first time they went to the run split zone, and excellent push on that right side line. You can't ask for anything more. 2nd and 4.
Pickup of 6 on the carry right through the middle of what is one of the strengths of ULM, that defensive interior. Right at number 90, Jaden Hamlin, who was the top defensive tackle prospect in the country. You heard me correctly, at the junior college level when he signed with the Warhawks last season. Meadows once again bounces to the outside, up to the 40, up to the 45. Flag on the play before he's knocked out of bounds by number 21, Leonard Harris. But Harris may have got the worst of that as Meadows dropped that shoulder on him.
Yeah, Tay was definitely the hammer there. Lost his cap, but it looks like that's coming back with a holding call.
This Troy running, this offense has been through so much adversity this year. Their offensive line is a mash unit. They signed Trey Cooley. Wait for the call.
Offense.
It's going to come back, but they signed Trey Cooley, transfer from Georgia Tech. He gets hurt before the season gets started. Jordan Lovett was out last week versus Texas State. Williams, their other running back, is coming off 2 ACL injuries, and yet,
wow, here comes.
you see, yeah, again, Meadows got the better of that one. So you think, well, Goose Crowder's out. You think what this offense is going through and how efficient that they are, it really is impressive.
And, kudos to the coaching. But, yeah, that's why I always kept my helmet on extra tight. You're not going to make me look like that.
Well, they don't even wear the pads or the mouth guards anymore, Des. Kilcrease looking to throw. Great coverage on the play. They were looking for Mothershed, but he was blanketed by number 13, David Godsey, the entire time. It was a one-man route, and that one man wasn't open.
Yeah, they went max protection and just pressed it out into non-existence.
3rd and 9 for Troy from their own 29-yard line. Ball on the near side hash for the Trojans.
Now, he was still in the pocket. He threw it directly over his head, unless he was 15 foot tall.
Yeah, but he had a receiver in the vicinity.
If he had a ladder.
It may have been way over his head, but he had a receiver in the vicinity. 3 receivers to the far side. Kilcrease looking to throw. Under pressure, off his back foot, caught. First down, caught by Peyton Higgins, who, when it's 3rd and needed a first down, Higgins has been the answer so far, Des.
Higgins has definitely been the safety blanket, throwing it a little bit, it's 3-step and a hitch, and he's throwing it to him on time.
And on D'Arco Perkins McAllister, who's one of the better cornerbacks in the league.
And that route, that concept was set up just for him. They had a clear out route in the end just to get him on the out.
And a good throw off his back foot for the first down for the Trojans, up to their own 38-yard line. You see some substitutions for the Warhawks. Dylan Howe, who leads the Sun Belt Conference in sacks, has checked into the ball game. 1st and 10 from their own 38. I don't know if that was a timeout or
timeout.
Yep.
ULM.
And Coach Vincent didn't like what he saw from his defense. They called their first timeout of the half. But again, I thought the impressive thing, Des, was Kilcrease on his back foot made an accurate throw, and right now his security blanket on 3rd downs with Peyton Higgins. They need 9, he gets 10, needs 10, gets 11. Just keeping the plays alive.
Yeah, that was a big boy throw on time. Had pressure in his face, too.
Yep, right now you see Kilcrease 4 of 5. Actually had a little bit of a better platform than I thought. Just a heck of a throw. And right now Trojans are 4 of 5 on 3rd down conversions.
And threw him open, too, on time like that. That was a ULM defender in the vicinity.
And you look at the problem, and against – you look 3rd and 9, that's where you want them, right? They're still able to pick up the first down. 3rd and 9 is ideal situation for the defense. That's what cost ULM a couple weeks ago against Northwestern. You had them in 3rd and long distances, could not get off the field. That's continued in the first half here tonight.
We'll go back to the opening scoring drive. They completed 2 long 3rd downs to get that score. In my experience as a defensive player, when you don't get off the field on 3rd down, points are coming.
And again, especially with an offense and a quarterback as hot as Kilcrease. Took over in the 4th quarter. They were down 17-0 against Buffalo in the 4th quarter. Come back to win. Beat rival South Alabama in overtime. Then again, 28-7 in the 1st quarter. Just kept staying in the ball game and able to make enough plays to win in overtime against one of what everybody thought going into the season, better teams inside the Sun Belt in Texas State. Ra Thomas, the SEC transfer, is the lone receiver to the near side. Kilcrease changing the play. Takes the snap. Gives it off to Meadows. Up the middle. Out to the 44-yard line. Pick up a 6.
And just stand behind that right side of that offensive line. Just some more zone action. You got the H-back coming across to kick out. And the beauty of that, he's got one guy in a route. It's an RPO. He can pull that ball and throw it at any moment. So he kind of keeping the backers honest.
Tackled by Jerome Simmons for the Warhawks. It's now 2nd and 4 from the 44. Everybody in tight for Troy. Jarris Williams in the backfield. Fakes it to Williams. Actually gives it to Williams. Not much happening. Hit right at the line of scrimmage.
And so that time, the MASH offensive line versus ULM defensive line, the D-line won. They created a new line of scrimmage in the backfield, making the running back stop his feet to set up a big third down here.
Tackled by the Lynette, Alabama native, Cedrian Langston. Always seems to play his best against Alabama teams. Troy, Alabama, Auburn, number 16, loves seeing the teams from his home state. 3rd and 3, another opportunity for the Warhawk defense to get off the field. The give is to Meadows, and this time they do it. As there's nothing but black jerseys, Cavante Wells, the first one there, and the Warhawks will get the opportunity to get the football back.
Massive stop. You're going to see a host of ULM Warhawks coming off the end. They had
Marion Ware as well, Cavante Wells.
Cedrian, Noah Fleming filling late.
Our first opportunity to see Evan Crenshaw, 14 punts over 50 yards this year. We'll see if Jake Godfrey, who's standing on his own 8-yard line, will get an opportunity. And a beautiful punt by Crenshaw. Actually, ULM catches a break as that ball will go out of rounds around the 15-yard line. And Warhawks get the opportunity to take the first lead of the ball game with 11:17 remaining in the first half. It's Troy 10, ULM 8. Some nasty, nasty weather headed our way. We see wind gusts up to 22 miles per hour. Yeah, around 5 or 6 o'clock, it's supposed to get ugly, ugly here in Monroe. Let's hope we get through this ball game.
Absolutely.
First. ULM already played through a heck of a storm last week at Coastal Carolina. 10-8 Warhawks getting a defensive stop on the last possession. We see more Zach Palmer-Smith. Haven't seen a lot of Bam McReynolds, Des, since that first drive.
Well, you know, he had the success early, so they're riding a hot hand, it looks like.
Armenta in the pistol. He'll put a tight end in motion from left to right. That's Nate Sullivan now at the H-back. Give to Palmer-Smith. He'll ride him up to the 20, up to the 25. Palmer-Smith 30, Palmer-Smith 35, close to the 38-yard line, and the power back for the Warhawks picks up a first down.
It's not going to show up, but Nate Sullivan made a crucial block from his H-back position. They're going to bring a Mike Blitz there through the B-gap, and he's going to fill it. and Palmer Smith does the rest.
And Jamal Williams runs down from his defensive end position to make the tackle for Troy, but not before ULM gets to the 38-yard line. Zach Palmer Smith, 3 carries, 54 yards so far tonight for the Warhawks.
He's running like a creative player out there.
Armenta, heavy package. Fake the Bandit Reynolds. Got a man open. That's Bibbs. Bibbs across midfield. Bibbs to the 40. The red shirt freshman inside the 35-yard line. A creative play for Coach Vincent and another first down for ULM.
And so you just hit him with the zone read there. You come back with the exact same look, but this time it's an RPO. You're going to throw it out into the flats to Bibbs and let him just get jiggy with it on the sideline, which he does.
Had a lot of green turf in front of him. And back-to-back first downs for the Warhawk offense. Again, I'd say they're in field goal range. They are absolutely not in field goal range right now.
And the wind, too?
Yeah, not great conditions for at least this special teams unit. Armenta from the pistol. And it is, well, making something out of nothing for ULM is Zach Palmer Smith. I'm starting to wonder if Bam McReynolds is a little nicked up right now. And again, I understand riding the hot hand, but we usually see a lot more of number 3.
Absolutely.
Who averages 6.3 yards per carry. That's one of the best inside the Sun Belt Conference.
And that would definitely explain why. Well, you're starting to see a little bit of rotation, but we definitely would have seen a little bit more Bam by now.
Yeah, we see Dorian Lewis and Hunter Herring, who's got the touchdown pass.
Might have got nicked early in that drive.
But one of the deepest positions, probably the deepest position on offense for ULM, is the running back position. Zach Palmer Smith ran for 1,500 yards last year. Hunter Herring gets it from the running back position, and Troy was ready for it. Lost a yard on the play.
And so you got to know that they run this outside zone look, stretch, and now you're thinking that their head's going to be up in the secondary. That he might rear back and pass this thing.
You see Hunter Herring's helmet comes off, so he's going to have to come off unless ULM calls a timeout. Donnie Smith makes the stop. But I was saying about Zach Palmer Smith, he put up big numbers at the FCS level last year for Richmond, close to 1,500 yards. So that was one of the biggest portal additions this offseason for ULM.
Hunter Herring out there looking like sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Look, he's got a great head of lettuce.
You know all about
I'm very envious of that. Yeah.
ULM, second charge of the
ULM
half.
will call a timeout.
30 seconds in length.
Facing a 3rd and 9. Again, you would think, Des, a passing situation, but you are in a precarious position with the special team. So as we check out the Warhawks on their last drive where they end up getting a touchdown, you see the delayed draw to Dorian Lewis picking up big yardage on 3rd down. Then Aiden Armenta out into the flat. Dorian Lewis, that was a 4th down play that got the first down, kept the drive alive. And then Hunter Herring from the running back position, the quarterback with the touchdown pass to Nick Trujillo, his 2nd touchdown reception of the season.
And he was about to kick an extra point.
And then you see Wells, who's like, Coach, if you need other running backs, but may I get an opportunity? Look at that speed by the holder.
They just missed the opportunity for Hunter Herring to have a touchdown pass and then kick the PAT.
Yeah, they did. But are you familiar with the octopus?
No.
Okay, well, DJ Epps for Troy last week caught the touchdown, then caught the 2-point conversion. That, my friend, is called an octopus. Armenta, under all kinds of pressure, his primary receiver. You see, look, all of them were defended. That's great coverage by Troy.
And you're going to get a coverage hold there.
There was just nothing happened. Armenta, all his reads were to the right side of the field, and it was covered.
Holding, offense, number 75. That penalty's declined.
So it'll be 4th and 9. I'm actually kind of surprised, Des, that they didn't take the penalty to make it 3rd and 19.
Correction, 4th down.
Okay, I thought. That makes more sense. Let's know. I would thought they would have taken the penalty to make it 3rd and 19.
They didn't want to give him two
and you
bites
can hear through the officials' mic, the wind.
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to give him 2 bites at the apple because they knew ULM was going to go for it.
ULM will go for it from the 35-yard line of Troy. Armenta in the pistol.
I would have taken it for sure.
Dorian Lewis, the back. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. We'll see if Troy's defense can get a stop. Armenta puts Lewis in motion. Armenta got a man open. Caught by Jake Godfrey inside the 20. That's another ULM first down. The former New Mexico teammates and roommates Now in the 3-1-8 connect for a big ULM first down to keep the drive
Look
alive.
at this pass. He's got 3 deep safeties. He's got to feather that over that linebacker, that dropping safety. Drop it down before he gets to the 3 deep safeties. Perfect.
Just over T.J. Thompson. T.J. 6 foot. That throw was about 6'1".
Yeah, that's a big league throw there. It has to get up and down right on time.
So ULM offense starting to gain some confidence right now. Palmer, Smith, and Herring in the backfield. Herring will go in motion from left to right. Give to Palmer Smith. He drags the defender for yards inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Pickup of 4 for ULM.
And they've had success here on that split zone play. He almost snuck out the back door there, but it's so much of that setup on the RPO that's available.
And another backup quarterback coming into the game, Landon Graves, another kid from OCS, same school as Hunter Herring, has checked in. So we've got all 3 ULM quarterbacks on the roster in the football game right now. In fact, Armenta is the receiver now. Graves and Herring in the backfield.
OCS was QBU.
Now Graves moves into the quarterback position. Keeps it himself, nothing happening. And let me just give a little bit of tidbit information. One of ULM's assistant coaches is Cody Wells. When Cody Wells was here, that was the year ULM went to their only bowl game. They ran a 2-quarterback system, and they would have 2 quarterbacks in the game at the exact same time, and maybe they're implementing that offense now.
Yeah, it's looking real familiar.
We had all 3 quarterbacks in the roster on the play, or in on that play.
Just to give you something to think about, that was Donnie Smith there from his bandit position coming off the edge that blew up that draw.
Well, and look, good on Troy. They didn't fall for it.
Nope. Didn't take the cheat.
Donnie Smith right now having a heck of a ball game
Timeout.
for Troy.
ULM.
Colt Browning was the other quarterback, of course, with
30
Cody
seconds
Wells.
in length.
They'll take a 30-second timeout. So, yeah, we saw Landon Graves, sophomore quarterback from Monroe, Hunter Herring, 5th-year senior quarterback from Monroe, and, of course, Aiden Armenta, the starting quarterback in there. And all 3, Des, as we've seen this year, have the ability. Now, obviously, when it comes to running, Hunter is the best, but all 3 can do it with their legs.
And they're just getting creative, going to shift him over at the last minute. And notice that Hunter Herring still did the signals.
He did.
To make people think maybe he still is that quarterback.
And a really good open field tackle by Donnie Smith right around the line of scrimmage. Again, he leads the team in sacks. He is definitely their quickest man off the edge.
He just simplified. See ball, get ball.
Yeah. And again, right now, I'd say 4-down territory.
They were hoping Donnie would see Herring flaring out of the backfield and have flat responsibility. He didn't
fall for it. I see Landon Graves has all kinds of OCS records. One of the best passers, and again, that's a school that throws the ball all around the yard. One of the best quarterbacks in school history.
So is it 4-down territory from here on out in the red zone?
I think it is, yeah. We see Herring in the slot. He'll now go in motion from left to right. Fakes it to Herring. Gives it to Herring, actually, on the sweep. And Herring will be close to a first down, Des. I think he's about a half a yard short.
Yeah, and once again,
he lost his helmet
loses his helmet again on the jet sweep. And that time he drew blood on that because it was a high tackle there.
And the man on the tackle, Devin Lafayette.
And you know what?
And we talked about that's a spotlight player.
He made him pay. He tried to cut back inside to get the yards. Credit to Hunter Herring of being aggressive and going for the first down. He's going to try to spin at the last minute, but watch this. He's going to go low and then boom.
Well, Devin Lafayette is the best safety inside this league. 6'2", 210. When he hits you, you feel it.
Yep, not helmet now, but just clean tackle. Just takes that shoulder and puts it right on that right L there.
So it's 4th and short for ULM, 4th and 1 from the Troy 9-yard line.
And when you're the runner, people saying, well, he hit him in the head. You don't get the same protections as a QB in the pocket.
Zach Palmer Smith is the back. There's 10 seconds now, 9 seconds on the play clock. I'm curious if ULM's going to try to call a timeout as Troy was making the substitutions. Now 2 on the clock. I'm assuming
it looks like they're
call a timeout.
Delay game. Offense.
Wow.
5-yard penalty.
In that spot, in that spot when you don't have a kicker, at least your primary kicker up.
And you could see the training staff coming over to let Vincent know that he got a cut on his eye.
And that's what happens when I don't think you have a timeout. So ULM out of timeouts have to take delay a game. We'll see what happens on 4th down after this. Kicking coming from Danny Hagan. Nothing happened.
Wow.
Not even close. But again, you see a kicker who's not even played American football is going out there for their first attempt.
It's going to be 4-down territory in the red zone from here on out.
Right now, we'll take our timeout. Troy will get it back after the missed field goal, up to under 6 to go here in Monroe. The way you drew it up.
Yeah, it looked like one of those Pat McAfee kicking opportunities where he grabs one of the fans from the crowd to get him the kick. You got to think ULM's going to be 4-down territory in the red zone from here on out.
Yeah, Troy does get it back up to looking to add more before halftime from their own 20-yard line. Tackle on the play by Billy Pullen on Meadows after a pickup of 1.
And so now you get into that middle eight, the 4 minutes before half and after half, where games can be flipped on their head. Massive opportunity. Big task for ULM.
But in a close game like this, already special teams, huge advantage right now for Troy.
Absolutely. They're definitely playing with one hand tied behind their back. The Warhawks are, special teams wise.
And Billy Pullen off to one of his best starts of the season. So if you're ULM, can you steal a defensive touchdown? Can you create some turnovers? Got to give your offense some opportunities. Fake to Meadows, sprint out. Wide open receiver to the 30, up to the 34-yard line is number 14, Ethan Connor. First down for the Trojans.
Another RPO. Their offense is really, all the plays look similar out of that set. And just a great pass and read on time there.
Really enjoyed watching Ethan Connor on film. I think he's in the mix for best tight end in this league. Really athletic tight end. Got to know where he is at all times.
Matchup nightmare.
1st and 10 from their own 35. Go the Trojans. Kilcrease looking to throw once again. Dumps it off over the middle. Trey Swartz, his second reception of the game. Pick up a 6 up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they had all go there, and he could have been aggressive. He had some one-on-one matchups there in the all go, but decided to check it down.
Swartz, his second catch. That's the most he's had in the ball game all year. Troy just being efficient on this drive. Up 2 on their own 41-yard line with 2nd and 4. Kilcrease in the gun. Williams the back to his left. Now he'll flank him out wide. That was actually Roman Mothershed, their wide receiver. Give on the inside to Ronald Thomas, and ULM was ready for it.
Wow, the misdirection. Get everything flowing.
ULM ready.
Try to run like the trap behind it.
Dylan Howland there. Billy Pullen as well. Cliff Mosley the Shreveport native, 45, getting his arm in there as well. Again, on the misdirection, ULM was ready for it in 3rd and 5 for Troy. So far, 4 of 6 on 3rd down conversions.
Can the Warhawks get off the field here? So far, they have not been able to. Massive one here.
4th and 6 from their own 39. Excuse me, 3rd and 5 from their own 39-yard line. They are 4 of 6 from 3rd down. Love it in there at the back.
Playing off up top.
Gilcrease looking up top, gets hit. Ball is caught inside the 50, inside the 40. Is that DJ Epps? 30, 25. That's Trey Taylor, 10, 5. Untouched touchdown for the Trojans. Yards after catch, touchdown, Troy.
They're going to get him in motion, and you're going to notice I called him out because they were playing off up top. They run the speed out with him in motion. He's already off ball, and it's just a lot of ground to try to cover.
Hanging in the pocket, taking the hit, and delivering the throw.
Absolutely.
Made one man miss, and he is off to the races. You're not catching number 8 in the open field, and that is a big touchdown for Troy with 3:06 remaining in the first half. Taylor Renfro in for the extra point.
What a way to cap it off, knowing you get the ball out too.
Kick is up, kick is good, and it's back to a 2-score lead for the Trojans on the 60-yard touchdown from Gilcrease. Most of that done on the ground after the catch by Taylor.
And excellent call there by Troy, getting the ball to your playmaker in space, kind of knowing what you're going to get up top. But look, ULM's going to get the ball back here. You're going to see Hunter Herring in a 2-minute drill before the half, and ULM's going to definitely need some points here to try to steal a little bit of momentum.
Efficient first half so far for Tucker Gilcrease, 10 of 14, 186 yards, and a touchdown. Not a lot of mistakes. Again, last week he was 30 of 39. As Coach Vincent said, it's hard to do that against air.
Absolutely. If we can go in the backyard, me and you, Sean, we're not going 30 for 30. 39. It's not happening.
He is one of the hottest quarterbacks in the country right now, not just inside the Sun Belt. Won the Davey O'Brien and the Manning Award Quarterback of the Week for his performance versus Texas State. See if ULM can make it a 1-score game before halftime. Had a nice drive last time, but again, precarious kicking situation. Plus, Des, I mean, that delay of game throws off everything because ULM has no timeouts.
Yeah, that delay of game really kind of killed that drive there. And put a pin in that drive there.
Yep,
ULM
right.
getting to the red zone and coming up empty with 0 points, and then Troy being able to flip that and get a touchdown, 14-point swing.
17-8. Troy with the lead, 3:06 remaining before the half. If you're ULM, you love nothing more than a long drive that ends in some kind of points.
Well, you got it with the kicking game. You got to assume if they
finish
get
with
points,
a touchdown.
it's gonna be a touchdown.
And you don't want to go score for score with this Troy team right now. Armenta in the pistol. Zach Palmer-Smith the back. Armenta looking to throw. Got him wide open over the middle, going deep down the sideline. Caught at the 40-yard line. Big hit, but still caught by Jonathan Bibbs. Des, there was 3 different guys he could choose from. Jonathan Bibbs makes a big catch and survived a big hit.
Yeah, he had Trujillo on the seam route also open. That's who I thought he was going to go to. But how about Bibbs? The ball kind of hung on him there, kind of hung him out a little bit to dry, but he hung on to the ball, made a big catch for his team.
14 made him feel it. That's David Daniel Sisvon. But Bibbs, the redshirt freshman, continue his hot streak for ULM. Big first down catch in Troy territory.
If he puts that ball on the line, though, to Trujillo, that might have been 6.
Again, he had 3 guys to choose from. Either way, it's a first down at the 41-yard line of Troy. Palmer-Smith, the back. Armenta looking to throw once again. Got Godfrey on the sideline, just too much for the 5'8" wide receiver.
Yeah, it's a tough pass trying to get him on the corner there in the zone. You got to get it up and down.
But I will say this about Armenta so far, Des. He's got more zip on the football than I think we've seen at any point this season.
Yeah, he's giving his guys a chance for sure.
And again, we've yet to see Braylon McReynolds since the first drive of the ball game. And I don't see him down on the sideline. 17-8 our score. Armenta in the pistol.
It's going to be a false start.
And it is a false start on Godfrey.
And so last drive it was
false start.
And last week against Coastal Carolina, what's the biggest difference in that ball game? ULM had 7 penalties in that ball game, all in the first half. They were constantly in 3rd and long down and distances. With this offense, you cannot afford to shoot yourself in the foot.
No, they have to stay ahead of the chains. Last drive, it was a delay a game that got them off schedule. Now you got second and 15, 16.
And this was the most disciplined team last year inside the Sun Belt Conference. First in penalties. Armenta, quick throw, caught. Great catch by J.P. Coulter. Was a little bit behind him, but good hands by Coulter. Makes it third and manageable.
And that's just reading the alignment and the leverage of the cornerback there. He's playing a little off inside, so quick, a now ball. Get it to him right now.
Gain of 10 on the play, setting up third and manageable. J.P. Coulter,
Timeout.
his first catch of the ball game. It is Troy 17, ULM 8. Warhawks in Troy territory. Can they make it a one-score game before the break? We'll find out here on ESPN Plus. Upcoming for ULM here at the 2-minute break from the Troy 36-yard line. Get all of ESPN College Football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider.
Light box here, getting a run look here if they want to go for it inside zone.
Godfrey in motion. Armenta will throw. Got Godfrey. He's got the first down up to the 26-yard line. Tackle on the play by Stringer.
Or you can throw it, you can spread them out and get it to your playmaker in space. Excellent call there, excellent execution. Now you got a fresh set of downs. Minute and a half left. ULM's in no rush right now. They don't want any time. They want to score, but you know they're not going to. They want no time left.
And like Higgins is a security blanket for Kilcrease, Godfrey is that for Armenta. Herring back into the ball game. And at quarterback, gives it to Armenta. Armenta looking to throw. Gives it back to Herring. Well, it looked good, but Troy was disciplined and ready for it. It was a lot of sizzle, not so much steak. Good tackle on the play by Jordan Stringer.
He was trying to set up the post there. It was not there. They had a post safety that stayed home. And so good job of not forcing it. Yeah, not forcing it, throwing it to your safety valve, your other quarterback.
We got quarterbacks playing receiver. Both teams feel like MASH units right now. We got guys playing all kinds of new positions.
Sure, playing off.
Man in motion. That's Wells. Gives to Lewis. Lewis Jordan Stringer starting to make a lot of tackles right now for this Troy team. He was ready for it.
Around this time, you're starting to pick up tendencies. You're starting to see what they're doing out of certain sets, and you're making reads.
Well, ULM's got no timeouts, and I know they don't have a field goal kicker right now, but you'd like to try to get one in the end zone here, down 9.
For sure, and so this is why everything's going to be in the air now.
Herring now in the ball game at the slot.
But a lot of time coming off of that clock.
It is.
I said they weren't in a rush. They're in a rush
if you get
now.
a first down, the clock will stop. All kinds of time running now under 20 seconds. ULM's got to get it off. It needs to pick up a first down, or this half is going to end. Armenta looking to throw. Under pressure, rolls out. Armenta's still rolling out. 8-7. Armenta throws it across his body. Got a man wide open. That's number 80, Nate Sullivan, inside the 15-yard line, but
the clock,
there should be a second left.
Should be a second. They're going to have to spike the ball really quickly.
I don't even know if you'll have time to do it, though.
Should be 2 seconds on the clock.
Armenta with an athletic play to be able to keep that drive alive. And fire drill.
Yeah, I don't know.
Result of the play is a first down.
You got Danny Hagan on a fire
1
drill.
second. Please,
We'll see how much time's left on the clock.
please put 1 second on the clock.
Can you get it off in 1 second, Des? We'll see. Timeout. Well,
that helps.
That
I would
does
go.
help.
So now ULM can go for it if they want.
Troy.
and now you
Touchdown.
got to think about it. This young man's never kicked a field goal till the first time.
That was weird for Troy to call a timeout.
I'm kind of shocked by it, but maybe they ice in a kicker who's never been in that situation before. He doesn't have to think. Hey, if you don't think about it, right?
Right. Well, maybe they're thinking ULM might go with some trickery with the quickness, and they want to make sure that they're ready for that. But whatever it is, they gave ULM something that they didn't have: time.
Second on the clock for Danny Hagan from Waterford, Ireland. Again, 2 weeks ago, not on this roster.
So,
And look, is ULM going to stay on the field?
yeah, it's looking like they're going to leave the offense on the field. You see Q McBroom putting his helmet back on.
Yeah, I see the offense going back out there.
That's what I would expect.
Yeah.
The only reason they were kicking the field goal because they didn't have enough time to get the play they wanted.
So with 1 second left from the 14, ULM will go for it. Certainly understand the circumstances why they would.
Now you're going to see they're going to play sticks. The safeties are going to stand in the end zone.
Will Armenta scramble around and try to make something happen? That's been some of his best offense so far. Got some talented tight ends who can catch the football. Warhawks down 9, 1 second left here in the first half.
What a play here.
Would be massive for the Warhawks if they could score a touchdown.
Also a play that was set up by the timeout.
Armenta takes the snap, rolls to the right. Thought about a throwback. Nothing happening. Armenta going to take off. Throws it back of the end zone. It is in and out of the hands of Nick Trujillo. Great throw by Armenta. Just could not be brought in from Trujillo in the back of the end zone. And Des, we'll talk about it during halftime. I think special teams difference in this first half so far.
And I was trying to see here. Was
did a
Armenta
good
past the
job,
line
man.
of scrimmage when he threw that ball?
You couldn't. Man, that was a tough window to throw it into.
Yeah.
Real tough window.
But, you know,
and I know how close to, because I thought he was about to take off and run myself.
I'm pretty sure he's past the line of scrimmage. You know, you got to have your entire body past the line.
I don't know, man. He might have been.
Much
All for naught, though. All for naught. So Tucker Kilcrease living up to the hype so far in the first half. 10 of 14, 186 yards, and a touchdown. Troy, offense efficient so far in the first half. But Des, more than last week, a little balance in the Trojans' attack.
Absolutely. They can run it when they want to and pass it when they have to. Absolutely. And now they're going to get the ball coming out and have the opportunity to go up 3 scores. ULM's going to have to, make some adjustments at half defensively to account for that read option game.
Troy up 17-8 at the half here in Monroe. back to Monroe, where our score at the half, it is Troy 17, ULM 8. Sean Fox joined by former McNeese State All-American Desmond Lighton. And Des, so far, Troy, we talked about their resilience the last 3 weeks. Down 17 in the fourth quarter, coming back against Buffalo. That's when Tucker Kilcrease took over. Then their win against rival South Alabama in overtime. The 21-point come-from-behind victory against Texas State on the road last week. This offense has been incredibly efficient the last 11 quarters, and that continued in the first half.
And also, the third down efficiency has been great. Anytime they put Tucker Kilcrease in third and long, he's had the goods. He's been able to come up with the reads, get the open receivers, hit them in space, and you know what? ULM hasn't been able to get off the field.
And I've been really impressed that they've been able to do it without going to the guy who broke all kinds of records last week, DJ Epps. I don't believe he's got a reception in the first half. Kind of shows you how deep they are at the wide receiver position.
Absolutely, and you see it's kind of even here if you look at the stats here. But what's the big difference? ULM has gone to the red zone twice and come up with 0 points because of the special teams.
You see ULM, what you'd expect, leading and rushing 83 to 53. Passing yards, you'd expect this from Troy, but an efficient first half from Aiden Armenta. Again, close in total yards, close in time of possession, but Des, we mentioned it, maybe the biggest difference besides special teams is Troy 5 of 7 on third down, keeping their offense on the field, keeping drives alive.
And they have both teams have a similar recipe for success, staying ahead of the chains, establishing the run, and trying to get the play action going.
Well, we've seen a lot of Hunter Herring for ULM used in a lot of different ways. I'm going to be curious to see if that continues in the second half. And if you're ULM, you mentioned it, you're kind of handcuffed right now. 2 possessions in the red zone where if you had your regular kicker, heck, you've even had your second-string kicker, you're probably getting at least 6 points. Came in with nothing. It's a 1-score game. Right now, it's a 2-score game.
And they're all also down with Bam McReynolds. They're out of their leading rusher, so they're out special teams. And you got coach really dig into his bag. He's like, I got 3 quarterbacks. What can I do to confuse the defense?
We'll have more of halftime when we come back. It's Troy 17, ULM 8 here on ESPN Plus. And back inside Malone Stadium, Monroe, Louisiana, Sean Fox joined by the McNeese State former, it's been a while, All-American Desmond Light, and Des again 17-8. Troy leads at the half as we take a look at some of the highlights of the first half. It starts with the most dangerous quarterback right now inside the Sun Belt Conference, and Tucker Kilcrease.
And he's just going to come out there, going to go quick game, throwing quick outs and get into your playmaker in space, let him make a guy miss, whoop, and get busy down the sideline.
One of those playmakers is Taylor. Then you see Ra Thomas. Meadows untouched. Look at that blocking. Nothing but green turf in front of him. That was our first score of the ball game. You see right there, defense by ULM.
Yep, Tyrese Hawkins
up,
filling the hole.
See Kilcrease again. Peyton Higgins had a heck of a first half. I believe he had 3 catches, 3 first downs. Billy pulling. You seeing that grown man's strength pulling down Kilcrease, which led to a field goal. Delayed draw to Dorian Lewis, one of the biggest runs of the first half for ULM.
So it's been balanced attacks. Quick game there from ULM, slant flat, getting it in space, and then getting up the sideline.
You see more of Dorian Lewis. Then Hunter Herring, running back pass, although it's tough to call him a running back. He plays just about everything for ULM.
Quarterback, running back
and then
pass.
The bad snap doesn't matter. Wells running for his life for a 2-point conversion. You see Zach Palmer-Smith certainly making his presence felt in the first half. It looks like Bam McReynolds, we might not see much more of him in this half, so I'd expect them to ride Zach Palmer-Smith in the second half.
And he's been doing a great job filling in, stepping up to that running back 1 position. And they're going to need him to if they're going to make a comeback.
And this has been the biggest play of the half. A great throw from Kilcrease all the way to Taylor for a showing the Jets for a touchdown. And again, that's the biggest difference, 17-8 here in the first half.
And if you've noticed, a lot of quick game, a lot of missed tackles in open field, getting into their playmakers.
ULM down 9. We'll talk more about it when we come back at the half here on ESPN+. inside Malone Stadium on the campus of ULM. Sean Fox, Desmond Lighton with the Trojans of Troy up 17-8 over ULM. And Des with ULM down 9, get the ball back first to start the second half. You got to feel like they've got to come away with a touchdown on this first drive.
Absolutely. I misspoke earlier and thought that Troy was getting the ball. That changes the calculus, everything, right? So now ULM's got to be thinking, you're getting the ball back. Let's put together a ball-controlling drive. They've been able to move the ball, but you have to get points in the red zone.
They do, but they don't have their starting running back. They don't have the kicking game. But you know who's not going to feel sorry for them? Troy. They've got a whole lot of players out this game, and they're not missing a beat. We'll take a timeout. We'll get to the second half when we come back here on ESPN+. Back here on ESPN Plus, as you see the South End Zone squad as needing something to cheer about. Right now, down 9.
Yeah, they in the rocket chairs, laid back, kick back, chilling.
This is not a group that really needs to be laid back and chilling. No. That's usually not a good sign. No. So we'll see if ULM get them something to get excited about here in the second half.
If they're able to put together a drive here and get 6, they definitely will be standing up.
McAteer will kick off right to left. Again, the wind still doing what it's doing. Warhawks down 9. Well, Des, again, we'll see how creative ULM can get offensively here to start the second half.
Well, you have the opportunities abound when you have 3 quarterbacks, 2 of them super athletic. Just doing anything and everything to try to create some opportunities for your offense, Coach Vincent is.
Godfrey and Lewis back to receive. And again, Van McReynolds, only 1 carry, 1 yard. And I don't know at this point, Des, if we're going to see him again this ball game. So, again, ULM's deepest position on offense is running back, but you certainly love to have your number 1 running back available.
Absolutely. And you had the back step up. They want to become running back you here at mid-majors.
Well, with that, Zach Palmer-Smith, a very good first half, 5 carries, 60 yards. Again, he was great last year for Richmond. 17-8 Warhawks, who will start from their own 25-yard line, down 9. Godfrey, the receiver to the near side. Bibbs, the receiver to the far side. Bibbs. Godfrey now in the backfield in the pistol formation. Armenta looking to throw. Shot play, looking for Bibbs in double coverage. Got him, and it is knocked away at the last second. Great coverage by David Daniel Sisvon. I mean, that saved a touchdown, Des. What a play by the defensive back for the Trojans. Falling down.
You know, and if that ball's a little bit further out, that seems like a pre-decision that Coach Vincent told him we're coming out trying to set the tone in the second half. That's something they've seen because it was double coverage.
Shot play to start the second half for ULM, but great defense by Troy. Palmer, Smith, and Herring in the backfield. They'll now put Herring in motion from right to left. Armenta will roll to the left. Looking across his body, throws, looking for Bibbs, almost intercepted.
Oh goodness, that's the second play
he's
forced
it. David
it.
Daniel Sisvon again. He has made the plays to start the second half for the Trojans.
You got turnback protection.
You see Armenta. Oh, he is going to feel that hit by number 2, Stephen Catalidge, on that play.
And just
that's one of the reasons that ball sailed.
Yeah, lucky that he didn't get smashed.
Well, and he's. That's a big hit.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
And that's what
defense.
I thought.
15 yards, previous
that
spot,
looked like a
automatic.
quarterback hit to the head. And
yeah, they're going to protect the quarterback, especially
you'll see it here.
It's late and high and helmet to helmet. They might look at it for targeting.
It is. That's a no-brainer. And Hunter Herring will now forget playing.
Is on number 2 defense. Number 2.
Forget multiple positions for Hunter right now, Des. For the foreseeable future, he's your quarterback. Absolutely. So ULM now will be without their starting quarterback and their starting running back. Down 9. But Herring has started at ULM 2 years ago. Before he got injured, he started at quarterback and actually led ULM to a come-from-behind victory in the season opener against Army.
For possible targeting.
Yeah, and it looks like you have your indicators, which is head and neck area, and then leading with the crown of the helmet to the head and neck area, which is what they're looking at right now.
Again, the hit on Stephen Catalidge for Troy, 6'3", 236, out of East Mississippi Community College. 14 tackles on the season coming into this ball game.
And, you know, I like the intent. You want to play strong. You want to make the quarterback pay for it, but it's got to be – you definitely want to take the right and put it in the chest area.
Well, you're the former defender, and I know you're going to defend defenders. A lot of get your thoughts on with enough to get him out of this ball game.
Man, at this point, you never know. But would have been a passer, they're going to protect the passer to the head or neck. It was forcible contact to the head or neck area. So the runner doesn't get that same protection like that. They're going to protect the passer. It was forcible contact, looks like, to the head or neck area.
Yep. So we'll see if that's enough to –
I didn't play in this day and age.
No, I know.
I couldn't imagine. I didn't have to think that much about it. We were talking, you take that Rodell, you're going to stick it between the numbers right there.
Game's changed a little bit. We'll see what the call is against Catalidge. We know it's a penalty.
After video review, personal foul, targeting, defense, number 2 for Troy is disqualified. Still first down. There was a roughing the passer penalty for 15 yards.
So Stephen Catalidge's day is done after the targeting, and ULM will be set up on their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. And, well, didn't take long for Armenta. Even though he took the big hit, Des, he's right back in there at starting as the quarterback.
Yeah, they don't have the blue tent like they do on the sideline, but he definitely went to some type of tent. And they checked him out. You do these predetermined markers where they test your balance and get you to respond. And if you don't sound like you concussed, they let you go back in.
I'm not a doctor.
You can fake that test, by the way.
1st and 10 Warhawks from their own 40-yard line after the targeting penalty. Again, Stephen Catalidge's day is done. for Troy.
I was in the class where they first started doing the concussion protocol, where they would get you to, figure out what your baseline is, and they would test you in the game and see how you react based on your baseline.
Luke Hodge now in at linebacker for Troy.
Number 10, the quarterback, left with a trainer. He must stay out for one play.
There we go. Hunter Herring now back in at quarterback. I think Aiden tried to sneak one in there.
Yeah. I thought if it was a penalty, that you didn't have to come out for one play.
Apparently, unless you were helped off by a trainer. The give is to Zach Palmer-Smith. Looked to be some confusion on the exchange. And Zach Palmer-Smith with a powerful run up to the 41-yard line.
Just picking his way through there.
The 46-yard line, gain of 6 on the carry.
Watch this combo block there between the guard and the tackle. Getting to the second level, getting up on the backer there.
A good block on the play by number 56, Jay Mickle, to open up that hole for ULM. Again, Stringer in there making the tackle. They'll put Godfrey in motion. Armenta rolls to his right. Looking for Godfrey, caught. Cross midfield out to the 48-yard line, and a first down for ULM.
And that play is going to be there, set up by the inside zone they've been running. RPO. He's going to hit him on a comeback.
And Jaquez White in there for Troy to knock Godfrey out of bounds. That's Godfrey's third reception of the ball game. 17-8 Troy, but ULM across midfield on their first drive of the second half. Looking to cut into this Trojan lead.
Which they haven't had problems moving the ball all night, all day.
Julian Nixon in at tight end. Armenta looking to throw. Steps up and gonna be sacked by the leading sacker for Troy, number 22, Donnie Smith. That is his 4th sack of the season. He is a beast coming off the edge.
Absolutely. That was a coverage sack as well. He stepped up in the pocket. He wanted to try to hit J.P. Coulter there on the over route. It was not there.
And got around A.J. Vincent for ULM. And now it's behind the sticks for Warhawks, where they don't want to be 2nd and 18, as Dorian Lewis is checked in the pistol formation.
So you're looking for screen and draws here if you're D lineman down in distance.
2nd and 18 from their own 44-yard line. Armenta to throw. Got Godfrey. Oh, that might be a penalty too. It is. That's a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer.
And that was.
Yeah, that is the definition of what the officials are looking for.
That looks like Sissavon.
It's Sissavon, who's had a heck of a ball game. Looking for Godfrey.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense, number 14. Previous play is under video review.
And ULM's going to try to go and put those deep safeties in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Forcible contact to the head and neck area. They didn't even go after the ball. If they went after the ball, they might have been able to get a pick.
Again, David Dano Sissavon, who's had a heck of a ball game.
If Sissavon could pick that, it looks like, if he goes for the ball, but he's trying to deliver a message there.
And Godfrey, luckily, able to come up, but he stumbled right when he got to the sideline. That's scary stuff for ULM. And again, that's the security blanket for Aiden.
Yep. So they run all go. They're trying to. You got the corner and the safety trying to hit the seam in between the two. The ball sailed on him.
Again, 2nd and 18, ULM going for a shot play. We'll see if another Trojan starter is done here on the first drive of the second half. Starting to lose bodies on both sides. Battle of attrition.
In 2 or 3 plays. Yeah, so that ball's got to be on the rope.
Throw was there. Again, the biggest thing, forget the penalties. You just hope these young men are okay. Absolutely. That was scary for both of them.
That's a car crash.
I think we will get what we expect, and that's target on the play.
After video review, the ruling of targeting is upheld. Number 14 for Troy is disqualified.
So again, that's 2 starters disqualified here in the first drive of the second half.
And one of them that's having, a standout game.
He's playing tremendous.
Right, so.
You see the 2 players who've been disqualified so far in this game. And again, that looked like a bad on Sisvalance too. Like you hope he's okay, but obviously Godfrey took a huge hit on that
was
play.
The nail there. But back to football, Coach Vincent knows who's now the backup's in at that safety position.
17-8. Let's see if ULM can take advantage of 2 starters out for Troy's defense. Armenta, play action once again. Gets it out to the flat to Zach Palmer-Smith. Not much happening. Stringer forces him out of bounds after a short gain.
And Rondell Carter,
yep.
is going to be the person that's going to step in. And they actually did target him. They went all go there. And he was man on man. Checked it down, though.
Aiden Armenta so far 12 of 17, 89 yards for ULM. Efficient. 114.6 passer rating so far for Armenta. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 37. Armenta looking to throw. Got a man. Coulter catch. First down up to the 27-yard line for ULM, keeping the drive alive. Justin Lowe making the stop for Troy.
Just quick release there on the RPO. Get it out to him in the slant on time. If he doesn't make that tackle, he's got 3 other people there waiting.
17-8. But ULM on the move. But again, Des, we know we've talked about it a lot. The situation ULM's in, you got to finish with getting it into the end zone.
Definitely. 3's not really an option at this point.
Armenta from the pistol. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Armenta to throw once again. Bibbs on a double move, well covered. Throws it, corner of the end zone. Great coverage by Troy.
A lot of contact there in the end zone, but
that was number 10. Jabari Strait was just blanketing Bibbs.
Yeah,
but there is a flag, but it wasn't anywhere near the throw.
No, and you'll see that on the underthrown back shoulder balls. The defender's kind of put in a tough situation, and they draw fouls.
We'll see what the penalty's on. 17-8. Troy with the lead as we've gone to 11:22 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
There is no foul for holding.
Yeah. We're looking at it here on the ISO monitor. It definitely wasn't.
2nd down.
We were trying to find the penalty in the area. But yeah, he was open early, just missed him, and tried to go to him late.
Tyrell Reed, the Arkansas transfer, checks into the ball game. Haven't seen much of him the last couple weeks, but he is a load. 5'10", 215. He was a great junior college running back 2 years ago when he signed with the Razorbacks.
A lot of vertical routes for ULM here.
The give is to Reed. Reed up to the 20. Reed to the outside, the 15. Reed inside to the 11-yard line. So Tyrell Reed, welcome to the ball game. First down on his first carry.
And Bibbs there did a good job of holding off and not getting the block in the back downfield. They run a delayed draw. Just kind of lull you to sleep.
Well, that delayed draw has been one of the most effective plays so far for ULM.
Definitely has. Turn back protection, get everybody flowing up the field.
Rylan Green checking in the ball game for ULM. And as you mentioned, missed opportunities in the red zone in the first half. Can they take advantage of these opportunities in the second?
They have 4 plays to get it.
Zach Palmer-Smith behind Armenta in the pistol.
Showing pressure.
Takes the snap. That time Troy was certainly ready for it. That was Filisumi in there to make the stop. 6'3", 345 senior out of Enterprise, Alabama. I was just trying to find out how to pronounce it.
That was a good job, man. You did a good job looking at the phonetic. But yeah, they
I don't know if I got it right, but I tried.
But they had the perfect defensive call there for the inside run. All backer blitz.
Loss of 1 on the play.
And it's almost like you think maybe you could check out of that when you see him showing.
2nd and 11, Zach Palmer-Smith back into the ball game. Warhawks needing a touchdown. Armenta, play action. Pumps, throws, corner of the end zone, just off the hands of Bibbs. Again, I got to credit the coverage by Jabari Strait.
Great coverage.
Time.
He had him early on the curl route. And unless it was a design curl and go, I think he ran scramble drill once his route was over. The ball didn't come, so he ran for the pylon. That would have been an incredible catch.
Brandon Burkhalter, who was questionable, has checked into the ball game for ULM. Receiver, 6'1", 205, transfer from Ole Miss.
Don't look now. It's 3rd and go from the 10.
Well, you mentioned, Des, it's probably 4-down territory for the Warhawks. Armenta on 3rd and long, 3rd and 11. Under pressure, throws, got a man. It is in and out of the hands of his intended wide receiver. And Rondell Carter knocks it away.
And
looking for Bibbs, and again, great coverage on the play.
Coverage, they had what they wanted. Man coverage, running the corner route.
That should have been caught.
Gotta catch that.
Hit Bibbs in the hands.
Gotta catch that. It's a tough catch, contested catch, but.
And Bibbs has been so good here the last month of the season.
But that's the look they want.
And again, when you're in this situation, you usually send your field goal unit out there. That's not an option for ULM. So it's 4th and 11, but from where you are, you basically got to punch it in the end zone.
This would be 3 trips with no points if they're able to get a stop here.
Armenta, no doubt throw. Looking for Burkhalter. Caught! Touchdown! What a back shoulder throw and catch. Brandon Burkhalter from Aiden Armenta, and a huge touchdown by ULM. When they had to have it, the Warhawks get it.
Man on man against Jaquez White. Use that height. You put it up and high to where only your receiver can go up and get it. Good, strong catch there by Burkhalter.
Brandon Burkhalter has only got 2 catches or 3 catches on the season.
And he got 2 feet down. That's a catch in the NFL
That is
as well.
an NFL catch. Now Hunter Herring, will he even get an opportunity to kick the extra point? Again, he's not been a kicker at any level. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is no good.
Ooh.
Our score with 9:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Warhawks get the touchdown they needed, but Trojans still lead 17-14 here inside Malone Stadium in Monroe. On a play that ULM absolutely has to have, Aiden Armenta, well, you see the first down catch there by J.P. Coulter, then the run by Tyrell Reed, his first carry of the ball game to put ULM at the 11-yard line. But on 4th down, down 9, Brandon Burkhalter, that's a touchdown in the NFL. Des, ULM had to have it.
Had to have it drive. And on both ULM scoring drives, they've had 4th down conversions on 2 of the 3 scoring drives, I should say.
So we'll see Troy get the ball for the first time in the second half. But again, missed extra point by Hunter Herring. But again, it's hard to fault him. It's just not his natural position.
Guess what? It's okay because they got a 2-point conversion earlier.
Yep, so
they had a little buffer.
Peyton Higgins back deep to receive for the Trojans. He's had a number of 3rd down catches today for the Trojans. He'll get it on the line at the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, up to the 41-yard line. It's a good return by Peyton Higgins.
Man, Peyton Higgins does it all.
Averages, he's had a long of 31 this year, a long on the punt of 32. Got out to the 41 on that one.
And so
we'll see if Kilchrist had maybe cooled off in the locker room, but somehow the way he's been playing, I doubt it.
That just shows how long that drive was for ULM. We haven't seen Kilchrist in a while. But they've started the drives with high percentage, quick game. Let's see if they keep that streak going.
They have done a great job, they being ULM, of holding him in the running game. Again, 2 weeks ago against South Alabama, Kilchrist ran for over 100. So far, they've eliminated that from his arsenal so far tonight. Jarris Williams in the backfield.
Still a kicking tee on the field.
You kind of need to get those off. Again, we got a guy who's kicking for the first time.
Yeah, there usually is a guy that his responsibility is to get that kicking tee off.
17-14, Trojans lead, 9:34 remaining third quarter. Kilchrist. This time he is going to keep it himself, and boy, threw off a defender but couldn't get off another one. Again, kind of as soon as I say he hasn't carried it a lot, first play he carries it. Put a flag on the play.
The ref hit somebody with the flag. It's a good throw.
That was an aggressive throw.
10-yard penalty.
Cedrian Langston came in there and made the play. And he threw off a defender first.
Yeah.
That was Langston. He threw him down, but
from
Cavante Wells came in to make the stop.
Yep, setting a strong edge there. And Langston
And
finished.
the helmet came off. I think that was Swartz.
But look, they're behind the sticks.
Oh,
This is what you
Worley,
haven't seen often here for Troy, which is getting behind the sticks.
1st and 20 from their own 31-yard line. Man in motion. Jet sweep coming to the near side. Tackled from behind. The carry was Taylor up to the 34-yard line. Pick up a 3.
And man, Taylor's just so dangerous in space. They had him bottled up. Excellent job there by ULM, setting a nice, strong edge.
Cam Canterbury makes the stop from behind. But yeah, Taylor in space. Again, Des, we have not seen DJ Epps, who last week had 148 yards. That's the 10th most in program history since they became an FBS team.
Cam made that play, but Cedric Langston set the edge there to make it happen.
2nd and 16. Kilchrist to throw. Under pressure. Billy Pullen finally gets in there and makes the play. We've been waiting for it, and he delivers.
And that's a stunt they're going to call there. You're going to get an outside backer blitz. You're going to get Billy coming inside. He's going to dip and rip his way to a sack. Check him out. Dip, rip. Room surface sack, baby.
And then Hamlin came in to finish it off, and it is 3rd and long. ULM with some momentum. 3rd and 25 for Troy from their own 27-yard line. Again, when it's 3rd and 25, options kind of limited if you're Troy.
And way to go for Billy Pullen to get off the snide there and get his first sack of the season.
3rd and 25. Williams is the back. Kilchrist looking to throw. All kinds of time. Ball is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Is it? ULM picks. That's what I thought. It is a incomplete pass, but on 3rd and 25, Des, you can pin your earbacks if you're the defensive line. And James Smith, I believe, for the 2nd time, knocks it down.
But that was coverage sack. He had time to step up. They had a few go routes in a curl there. It just wasn't available. They had the big post.
So the Warhawk defense gets the stop. Jaden Callender was actually the one who came in to knock it down. Jake Godfrey, you see how good of a kicker Crenshaw is, our punter. Godfrey is standing on his own 19-yard line.
ULM mounting a comeback here.
And it'll hit at the 20. Again, what a weapon that Ethan Crenshaw is to be able to flip the field like that. You're ULM, you're thinking you're going to get it in great field position.
Nope.
Not so fast. So Ethan Crenshaw, one of the best punters in college football, flips the field, but it's ULM football when we come back down 3 on ESPN+. Stadium, where the Warhawks pressure finally starting to get to Tucker Kilcrease here in the start of the second half, Des.
And Billy Pullen has lived in the backfield here tonight. Couple sacks, coming out party there. Coach dialing up some pressure there to get your big-time playmaker, and Pullen available.
Well, Pullen was a preseason all-conference player and been dealing with some injuries, missed a game against UTEP. He finally looks like the Billy Pullen of old.
Yep.
And ULM with a golden opportunity, although Ethan Crenshaw with a great job of flipping the field on that punt. As we see Zach Palmer-Smith still in there at running back. Warhawks down 3, 7:40 remaining in the third quarter. Nate Sullivan in motion. Palmer-Smith, nothing happening. Great defense by the Trojans. TJ Thompson first one in there to make the stop right at the line of scrimmage.
And they're thinking with a light box look, they'll be able to get some numbers and run, but Troy stayed home and did a good job of filling.
Actually lost a half a yard, makes it 2nd and 11. Again, Des, I don't think we're going to see Jake Godfrey again after taking that hit. But hey, Brandon Burkhalter, who came in and replaced him, caught a touchdown.
Next man up mentality. You hate that.
Kind of have to.
For Godfrey, for sure.
Armenta from the pistol. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Got a man open, caught. Trujillo needs to go forward. Went the wrong way and paid for it while you see 6 white jerseys surrounding him.
Yep, and when you go back on your own volition, you lose that forward progress.
Ball was actually tipped. So Trujillo did a good job of just bringing that in.
He's just going to run a spot route, run to a soft spot in the zone, sit down, and become a big
You did
target.
pick up positive yardage, pick up a 5. It's 3rd and 6 from their own 20-yard line. Dorian Lewis in at tailback.
And that punter can play a part here.
Absolutely.
If you force a quick 3 and out, you successfully flip the field.
Bibbs in motion. Armenta under all kinds of pressure, and this time Troy's defense able to get to ULM. So Ethan Crenshaw, sack on the play by number 19, DJ Jackson. So again, you mentioned it, flip the field, and now Troy potentially set up with good field position.
Wow. And just like that, a couple drives, it becomes a defensive battle all of a sudden. The offenses can't move and can't complete third downs. Big time stop there for Troy.
Ethan Crenshaw, his punt potentially setting up Troy with good field position. And let's see if ULM and Mackenzie Ryan can flip the field. Flag on the play. Fair catch by Higgins. Actually, I thought it wasn't a fair. I thought it was a fair catch. Thought he motioned for one. He gets out to the 49, but there is a flag on the play.
That was great coverage without not counting for the flag. That rugby-style punt there from McKenzie. Anytime you're fielding it from the 50, it's tough.
Clearing the kick, holding, return team, number 16.
Back him up.
10 yards from the end of the kick, be first down Troy.
17-14, so that will certainly help Troy still set up close to midfield when we come back up 3, 17-14 over ULM here on ESPN+. Get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your television provider. Here inside Malone Stadium, ULM trailing 17-14 as Troy football back. Kilchrist over the middle, caught 45-50. That is the wide receiver, actually tight end Ethan Connor. A mismatch problem into ULM territory in a first down.
Yeah, and they're going to call Fun Troy, chase him all the way across the formation.
You got to know where he is. Connor's second catch of the ball game, both of them for first down.
That's a tough ask right there. He did a good job of making the tackle.
And Fun Troy, that was an all or nothing play at the end. And Fun Troy comes out after trying to chase Connor around the field. So 1st and 10, Troy from the 39 of ULM. Kilcrease looking to throw. Under pressure, steps up, and is hit after a gain of 1. Good containment by ULM. Looked like he was going to have a hole quickly. It closed. Dylan Howell in there to make the stop after a gain of 1.
And that was set up by excellent coverage on the back end there. Didn't like what he saw, so he tried to jump out the window.
Dylan Howell again leads the Sun Belt Conference in sacks this season with 4.
Yeah, he's been a mainstay on the inside there for the Warhawks.
Gain of 1 on the play. Some wholesale substitutions from the defense from ULM. 2nd and 9 from the 38 of Troy. Tay Meadows in there at tailback for the Trojans. He'll get it on this play, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage, or behind the line of scrimmage, but that weight room strength able to get out of a tackle and at least pick up some positive yards before David Anderson makes the stop.
Yeah, and Davin did a good job of reading it, inside zone read, and shot the gap.
From no gain to a gain of 2.
Yeah, that's a big difference there. But if you notice,
yep,
all of Troy's, most of their plays are set up out of RPO looks. So they can either pull it, hand it, or throw the big balls behind it.
Troy so far today is 5 of 8 on 3rd downs. Up 3:44 remaining. Pitch to Meadows. Meadows is hit 2 yards short of the first down. Decision time, Dez, I got to imagine offense is going to stay on the field. Kelby Holmes in there to make the stop.
Yeah, and they got an extra body coming on the field right now.
4th and 2, Troy from the 31 of ULM, no doubt about it.
And so
offense stays on the field again. More wholesale substitutions for the Warhawk defense.
Huge play here. So earlier they ran the fake toss where the QB kept it. This time they threw it, but it did hold the backer.
Kilcrease under center on 4th and 2 from the Warhawk 31. Again, he is an option with his feet.
Marked up.
Rollout to his right. Got Meadows open in the flat. Caught. First down. And Meadows just broke containment. Nobody was there. That was an easy pitch and catch for Troy for a first down.
And at the start of that play, it looked like they had bodies there, but the momentum of the backer there that didn't keep with the flow of the play action. Excellent play there by Troy. Fresh set of downs.
Made it look easy, and the drive continues from the Warhawk 26-yard line. So a 4th down conversion for the Trojans. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line of ULM. Trojans up 17-14. Love it in at tailback. He'll get the carry. Hit right at the line of scrimmage by Cavante Wells, the senior out of Jackson, Mississippi for ULM.
Yeah, Cavante Wells, Cliff Mosley, both converged there. And the offense is so tough to defend because they'll come back out of that exact same look, but it will be a pass.
17-14, 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Williams back in at tailback. Senior out of Mobile for Troy. 4 wide receivers set. QB power, and once again, ULM was ready for it. He picked up 2 on the play, but it sets up 3rd and long once again. And once again, Cavante Wells makes the stop.
And if you look behind it, they're running passing concepts.
There is a player down for ULM. That is number 30 for the Warhawks.
Officials timeout.
Marcus Ross.
I don't think they tell their wide, because the wide receivers are running passing concepts as if they think they might get the ball. Either that, they're running for the love of the game.
Marcus Ross is the defender down for ULM. He is a junior out of New Hebron, Mississippi, a transfer out of Mississippi State. 20 tackles so far on the season.
Yeah, that's just good discipline. And I know I'm bringing attention to this because a lot of times you see receivers, when they know it's a run play, they'll run lazy routes. These guys are going through with the fake. That was definitely a design QB power as the center went downfield.
Good to see
Yeah,
Ross
good
able to
to
walk off under his own power.
Sure.
I can promise you, 6'2", he's a little thicker than 135, but
Yeah. 135.
that'd be impressive if he could play linebacker at 135 then.
Yeah, and maybe at OCS.
I don't think you're giving the Eagles enough credit there.
Nah, you ain't playing 135 in Pop Warner.
But the good news is he's okay.
Is that a fighter plane flying? I think we just had a P-51 fly last. There we go.
There it is.
There
It
we
was
go.
a flyover.
Is that the P-40?
Right here on 3rd down. Yeah, but could it be a sign for ULM on 3rd and 8? Gilchrist in the gun. Relatively quiet since the first quarter. Throws, ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. DeArco, Perkins, McAllister in there to make the play. So here's the big difference, though. Des, we mentioned special teams. Troy with the ability from this distance to be able to send out somebody to try to get some points.
Trying to hit Jordan Lovett in the flat, and he actually was going to have an opportunity to hit his running back in the flats, but an excellent defensive play there to get the knockdown.
I believe this is Scott Taylor Renfro, the Troy native in there. Again, they've got two of them, either he or Patty McAteer.
Patty Mack, can you
But
attribute that?
this is Renfro.
Can you attribute that to the P-40 flying by?
It could be. Renfro from the far hash. 41-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up. Kick is right down the pipe. And again, advantage special teams for Troy makes it from 17-14 to 20-14. I think both teams are happy with the outcome, Des. If you're ULM, you at least held them to a field goal. If you're Troy, you got points out of the drive.
ULM, you're thinking nothing changed here. You still a scoring drive, a touchdown drive here still takes the lead.
Well, you have to make the extra point.
Yeah.
Again,
Fair enough.
That is not a given.
That is the scenario.
This is the situation,
here.
the scenario they have.
Yeah, extra points are not a given here.
And again, as we see how big this game is, Des, we got the conference standings right in front of us.
And man, it's neck and neck here, but just a victory here for the Warhawks changes the entire outlook.
A victory here, you're right in the mix for the conference title. Troy right there, they're still tied for first place with Southern Miss, so both teams with a lot to play for here in the back half of the season.
Just one team, Troy, has so much momentum coming into this game, and the other, ULM trying to build some momentum here at home.
Yeah, Troy winners of 3 in a row. Been a tough stretch for the Warhawks last couple weeks. Losing to Coastal last week, losing the week before that to Northwestern, but they're certainly glad to be back at home. Warhawks will get it on their own 25-yard line to start this drive. But I will say, for ULM's perspective, they have at least cooled off Kill Creek somewhat since the first quarter.
It's definitely been some adjustments made. They've kind of gotten used to those RPO looks, a couple of coverage sacks. A lot of that's been by the front adjusting, Billy Pullen coming on.
But if you're Troy, you play your best football late. They've scored 80 points in the fourth quarter and overtime. They are certainly a team that they play their best football when it matters the most.
They're comfortable here.
Armenta, play action. Had Bibbs open for a second. Reroutes both the receiver and the quarterback making the play. Jonathan Bibbs, tough grab first for a first down, but Armenta, good job of keeping it alive. Bibbs, way to circle back to make that catch.
Yeah, he had a little pressure flash, flushed the pocket. But that's a good pass, but a better catch. My goodness.
It was a good catch, and it was close on the replay. Did he hold on to it the entire time?
I didn't see the ball hit the ground. But this is one of those reviewable plays.
You might want to go ahead and snap the football. That was close. Like I said.
Now they're going to blow it down. Yeah. Too much extracurricular.
Ruling on the field was a catch. Previous play is under video review.
Now, this is going to be very interesting.
I thought it was a clean catch the first time, but it was certainly when you slow it down on replay, is it going to be enough to overturn it?
And so it was ruled complete on the field. Keep that in mind. So it's going to have to be clear and obvious to reverse it. We had a good shot here from the end zone.
Bibbs did a good effort to come back to that football, but
100%.
Great hands, brings it in, but
does he trap it? Does it hit the ground at any time?
It's close.
Trying to look and see if you can see that ball clearly bounce. It looks like he threw it into his belly, But here's it's going to be the shot.
Yeah,
It's going to be an incomplete.
I think
It bounced
it did
up.
hit.
Yeah, it bounced up. Yeah, it bounced up. Yeah, it bounced up. Yeah, you could see that when he threw it inside his belly, trying to trap it, he trapped it between the ground. It bounced up. So it was not as great a catch as I thought
After
it was.
video review, the pass was incomplete. It will be first down at the 25-yard line.
Let's say they said first down. I think it's be second down from the 25 after the incomplete pass. And a great effort by Bibbs, but not able to bring it in.
Great effort. It was going to be a tough catch there. It was behind his hips. But, good job by this replay booth of catching that, getting the right call.
2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Go the Warhawks. Down 6. 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Zach Palmer-Smith back in at tailback.
Correction, second down.
Coulter and Trujillo, the receivers for the Warhawks. Palmer-Smith, 8 carries, 64 yards, but he's kind of been quiet in the second half. Play action. Armenta brought from behind, balls out. Trojans pick it up in great field position at the 11-yard line of ULM. And if you're the Warhawks, you hope that's not the backbreaker, but Jamal Williams off the edge.
Recovered by Troy. First down.
Making a huge play. And again, these edges were the strength of Troy, and when it matters most, they make a huge play.
What a game-changing play there. We knew those edges were tough. We knew they made plays all season. You got Aiden just trying to make a play and step up in the pocket, holding a little too long there, and Jamal Williams is going to step up.
And a fumble recovery by Elijah Davis for Troy, set up in a great field position to potentially take a 2-possession lead here with 40 seconds left in the third quarter.
Beautiful play there by your 6'4", 240-pound senior in Jamal Williams. It's going to be his third strip sack, first strip sack.
Jordan Lovitz checked in at tailback. Troy looking to add to their lead with 40 seconds left. Can ULM's defense get a stop? Under center, they put Connor in motion. Reverse, coming to the near side, 10. Cuts inside 5. Trey Taylor, have yourself a day, young man. His second touchdown of the ball game.
I'm going to go that man again. He is
what a weapon.
So tough to tackle in the open field.
5'6", 140, back in the 318, and he is making them remember him, the Shreveport native, having himself a heck of a ball game.
Hand down, man down. If you got him one-on-one with a free safety, he's going to make the first guy miss every time. And, we just talked about Troy being a fourth-quarter team, and they being comfortable in these situations. It gets late in the game, they make the plays when they have to. And immediately makes ULM pay for the
Renfro for the extra point. Yeah, one play after the penalty, or excuse me, after the turnover, Troy punches it in. Kick is up. And good to make the score 27-14 with 32 seconds left in the third. Dez, again, this is what good teams do. You create a turnover, first play after, you score a touchdown, and look, I came in looking at a lot of different weapons for Troy. Trey Taylor, one of them, having himself back about an hour and a half from home. A heck of a ball game. Got a receiving touchdown at the end of the first half. Got himself a little reverse touchdown here to give his Trojans a 2-score lead.
Yeah, he came in.
After the PAT, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 16. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Well, he's been kicking into the end zone every play, so.
Do you think about an onside kick?
Or a pooch kick maybe, try to pin him deep. But, yeah, Trey Taylor coming in this game had 250 yards, 2 tubs. He's just a matchup issue.
Langston with the personal foul for the Warhawks. Again, you still can run your offense. Yeah, you can still run the football, but you got to have to finish with a touchdown on this drive. If not, then all of a sudden your whole game plan goes out the window and you got to start hurrying up.
For sure. At this point, ULM, I mean, they're not a score-fast type of team.
That's why you need a score on this drive.
Yeah. To be able to keep running their offense.
And, I mean, as you mentioned, Des, they're already kicking into the back of the end zone anyway. You give them 15 extra yards. ULM probably starting on their own 25-yard line. Unless you're kicking from midfield, you decide to go for the kill shot and go for the onside kick.
Maybe a sky kick. The options open up for sure.
Lewis and Godfrey, all right, Lewis and Trujillo back to receive. That was not Dana Knutson. I was like, what? Did not expect to see him back in the return game. Again, multiple numbers in college. McIntyre with a squib.
Yeah.
It does its job. That is Julian Nixon falling down at the 11-yard line, so you can't draw it outside of getting the onside kick. You can't draw it up any better than Troy just did.
So we posited maybe they do a sky kick, maybe an onside. We did not suggest a squib,
Yeah,
but
and Julian Nixon falls on it at the 11. Moorhawks down 13, 28 seconds left. This is probably the last play of the third quarter. Do they have some Malone magic against a team that is great in the fourth quarter? ULM going to have to make something happen.
Malone magic.
From the pistol. Puts a man in motion. Looking to throw. Armenta taking a shot. Looking for Bibbs. Again, good coverage by Troy.
He had Julian Nixon there coming open on a slant route.
Levine blanketed him.
But it looks like, just like the drive before, he kind of probably had a predetermined, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball pre-snap.
27-14 Troy. Been a battle of attrition for both of these teams. Second and 10 from their own 11. Meant to throw once again.
Oh,
Misread, intercepted. Inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line for Troy. That is Joe Lott, and Dez, that could be the backbreaker for the Warhawks. Just miscommunication, and Joe Lott, Johnny on the spot for the interception.
well, he was trying to hit Bibbs up the seam. Had Bibbs on a similar route open earlier, but that just wasn't the play to make. The safety was sitting right there underneath.
Back-to-back turnovers for ULM could be the difference in this ball game. Troy set up once again with great field position with 11 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, safety, undercut it. Excellent play there.
Lott from Mobile, Alabama, 6'3", 190, redshirt freshman. His first interception of the season.
Man, I'm flipping my little flip card sheet over
Do you
and
take
over.
a shot here, first and 10 from the 15?
Absolutely.
Give to Meadows, inside the 10, down to the 9. Good run, pickup of 6, and that is the final play of the third quarter, where all the momentum
End of the third quarter.
is on the Troy sideline after the sack and the fumble recovery, setting up the Trojans with great field position. It's Taylor, the Shreveport native. Little misdirection for 6, and then the redshirt freshman from Mobile, Joe Lott, with his first interception of the season. Troy looking good to start the fourth quarter. Troy in great position to put this thing away. It's Tay Meadows inside the 10, inside the 5. Ball stripped away. I think Troy got back on top of it. That was David Gotze, stripped it away, but again, big call here.
Look at Gotze coming in. He's going to secure the tackle first, and then once he secured the tackle, he's going to rip at that ball.
ULM seems to be motioning that they got it. Billy
like
Pullen had it in his hands.
Looks like it's going to stay with Troy.
It'll stay with Troy. ULM, that was the break they needed.
Recovered by Troy, 3rd down.
Yeah, and Billy was right on top of it. He tried to pick it up, and it looked like it might have been dual possession between the offense and the defense.
3rd and 4. ULM looking to keep it to a 2-possession game if they could hold Troy to a field goal. 27-14, 4:30 left. Lovett is the back. Kilchrist in the shotgun. Tight end goes in motion. Play action, looking to throw. Nobody open. Hit while he throws. Knocked down. Good defense by ULM. That's number 21, Leonard Harris. Knocks it down in the end zone to try to hold to hold Troy to a field goal.
And just also pressure put on their late by Dylan Howell coming in from the backside. But he had that
his
arm
left arm on him, but knocked it away.
And they allow you to put that arm on the back, once again, as long as you don't turn him. Saw something similar earlier. But huge stop there for the Warhawks to keep it a 2-possession game, like you said, Sean.
Taylor Renfro to try to make it a 16-point game. Just a 26-yarder for Renfro. Kick is up. Again, what a weapon for the Trojans. Great punting, great kicking. Huge difference in this ball game, makes it a 30-14 lead for the men of Troy. 14-12 remaining here on ESPN+. ESPN Plus. ULM able to hold, after Lott's interception, the Trojans to a field goal, which keeps it a 2-possession ball game. The Warhawks need 16 points with 14-12 remaining here in the third quarter. Excuse me, in the fourth quarter.
So they have enough time for 2 possessions. 2 possessions, the margin for error is small.
The margin for error is zilch. And again, Troy's offense, you also kind of have to try to stop them.
Yeah, which, tall task.
Trujillo and Lewis back to receive for the Warhawks, and McAteer really hadn't given much of an opportunity so far tonight for a return.
Like
might be one here. Nope. Does it go out of bounds? Yep. Break for ULM.
Wow.
Good field position to set up a crucial drive.
Rare special teams.
Rare. You're right.
For the
Rare
Trojans.
mistake for Troy as far as in
Free
special
kick out of
teams.
bounds. Kicking team, number 32. Ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Warhawks need a couple scores.
They just want to make it interesting.
Again, I think the biggest difference, as we talked about at pregame, one team has a healthy special teams unit, the other one doesn't. And special teams has been a difference. Armenta in the gun. And again, 2 huge turnovers here late. Tyrell Reed in at tailback. Reed gets the carry. Reed knocked down right around the line of scrimmage. Big.
Excellent defensive play there by number 99, Julian.
That's Julian Peterson, 6'3", 305 out of Pinson, Alabama.
Yeah. He's gonna
knocking Reed down at the line of scrimmage.
He's gonna beat the one-on-one block charger, Sean, and cross face and make a tackle.
Zach Palmer-Smith back in at tailback for the Warhawks. Nixon comes in, the tight end. Quick throw, caught, in stride, first down, ball's out, and that could be the difference maker. Warhawks get the first down, Coulter fumbles it up, Troy's got it at midfield.
That's 3 offensive turnovers back to back to back.
Jordan Perry with the recovery. Transfer out of Kansas State.
First down.
And just a textbook tackle. It looks good. Great throw on time. Just trying to get some yards. Hold it high and tight. Put 3 points of contact
Put his
on the
helmet
ball.
right on the ball.
Yeah, just a better defensive play.
I mean, there's 3 or 4 white jerseys in there to be able to pick up that football, and that could be the backbreaker for ULM.
And you can't even be mad at your runner. He put his other hand, his
just
off
hit
hand
it
on the ball.
perfectly.
Just a perfect tackle. Put that right L on the ball.
But back-to-back turnovers for the Warhawks.
Backbreaker.
At this point, you've got to try to create a turnover of your own.
Or 3 and out.
And I don't think Coach Parker is going to start trying to kill clock
No,
yet.
He's going to run his offense.
He's going to try to run his offense and put this thing away. 13:32 remaining. They're starting at midfield. Kilcrease in the gun, takes the snap. Gives it off to Lovett. He'll get across midfield up to the 46-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. Dylan Howell makes the stop.
Staying home, posting, and getting off the block. Still positive yards there for Troy. Good drive there.
Out to the 46-yard line of ULM. Again, turnovers. 3 for ULM, none for Troy.
Looks like
Well, that was all kinds of confusion. Kilcrease still able to get the screen pass off and caught by Mothershed. That was a game. That was a play, Des, that should have went for nothing if not turned over. Troy making something out of nothing and close to a first down, but a flag on the play.
They're going to flag Tyrese Hopkins for continuing, it looks like, after he lost his helmet.
But it's just instinct.
I
Like,
know.
I get it. I mean, it's a penalty.
During the
but
play without a helmet, number 6, defense. 15 yards added to the end of the run.
how about,
Automatic first down.
how about Kilcrease with the presence of mind though, to make something out of
Here's my
nothing?
thing. He just chased. He didn't get in on the play. He kept running. He could have said, I was running to the sideline. Look, you're going to watch him get up off the ground, and it's like a dog with a bone. You're going to chase, but he didn't get on the play. I mean, I was going to the sideline, ref. What are you doing?
I guess you're just supposed to lay there.
I mean, no, I'm dead, out.
Again, I think it's instinct to do it, but again, presence of mind of this junior quarterback, Tucker Kilcrease, not panicking, getting the first down. Run right up the middle. Pickup of 3 on the carry. For Jordan Lovett, Kelby Holmes makes the stop.
And while that penalty is so huge, is it puts them in field goal range. 15 yards ago. It's tough.
As we've talked about ad nauseum tonight, Troy fans are probably sick of hearing about it. A really, really good special teams unit from Troy.
We might get to see the big leg, the driver, come out of the bag.
I've not seen Patty yet. At least kick a field goal. Kilcrease gives it off to Lovett once again. Stopped around the 21-yard line. Gain of 2. Makes it 3rd and 5.
I saw a little bit of movement up front there before the snap.
Can ULM's defense rise up and make a play once again? Maybe a sack, setting up a longer field goal or a turnover. One more score for Troy, and Warhawk fans not going to feel really good about the spot they're in.
Does Troy play for the field goal?
Well, I think they're going to stay aggressive.
Something high percentage would be my guess.
Gilcrease, empty set from the 20-yard line, needs 5. Puts Lovett in motion. Quarterback keep. He will fall just short of the first down. Now it's a decision time for Coach Parker. I don't think he needed to dive. I think he could have kept running.
I don't know why he jumped on the ground. That was weird.
So 4th and 1.
Bringing in extra tight end, it looks like.
Remember on the last 4th and 1, it was the bootleg, and he hit his tailback, Tay Meadows, for an easy first down. Do we see the same thing? No, Gilcrease this time going to stay in the gun. Does he give it to his hammer back? Jackson Worley in there as an extra blocker. To give to Meadows, who is going to be close. I don't know if he got it. I don't think he did. Great stop by the Warhawk defense.
Wow.
Good push, and then Billy Pullen finishes it off. So the Warhawks still have some life left with 10:26 remaining here in the ball game.
It was blown up by the initial surge. You got Billy. You got Gotzi coming off the edge. Tyrese Hopkins coming in and finishing it up.
So ULM still
Billy.
in it
Billy
after the
set that
4th down stop at the 20-yard line, or excuse me, at the 16-yard line.
Billy led the initial charge to blow that play up. And had to have it stop there for the Warhawks.
If you're ULM, you can't afford another turnover.
No.
Back-to-back-to-back turnovers for ULM, but still a 2-score game. Zach Palmer-Smith then in there at tailback. Armenta looking to throw. Down the far sideline. Again, blanket coverage by Jabari Strait. He has had himself a game he will remember. Just one-on-one coverage. He's been a blanket tonight.
Yeah, running stride for stride, in phase, but also the receiver didn't really leave your quarterback a lot of space there. But a lot of that's due by the coverage. He drove him out of bounds. Ran away.
Well, he had good coverage. And of course, the sideline is the
Good
friend
defender.
of the defensive back.
He's a good defender.
Terrell Reed's checked back into the ballgame, or Dorian Lewis into the ballgame for the Warhawks. Again, lost Jake Godfrey to injury, lost Bam McReynolds to injury, their number 1 tailback early.
ULM just hasn't been able to stack these defenders in one-on-one coverage.
Armenta floats it out to his back, Lewis. Lewis trying to make the defender miss, and that is Jordan Stringer. He got beat earlier. Actually, that's number 3 on the play. Devin Lafayette, the best safety in the Sun Belt Conference, making sure he keeps ULM to a short gain.
And a huge 3rd and 5 here.
Start wondering, is it 4-down territory yet under 10 minutes to go? I would doubt it.
Depends.
But it's one of those you got to get the first down if you're ULM. Keep this drive alive. ULM so far in this ball game on 3rd downs, they are 3 of 9, none bigger than this play right here. Bibbs in motion. Comes back to the near side. Armenta on the slant, caught by Trujillo, first down. The Warhawks needed that one up to the 32-yard line.
Anytime they've needed something, they've gone to that slant RPO look a couple of times here. This one was slant all the way, opened up, knew it was going to be there just based on the alignment. Great pass there by Armenta.
And it still was good coverage by Strait.
Yeah,
but better throw and catch by Trujillo and Armenta. As we approach 9 minutes to go here in the ball game. Warhawks down 2 scores. Armenta. Good protection, taking a shot, looking for Trujillo, who's got a step. Almost brought in with one hand, just too much on the football, but Justin Poe was the defensive back. Armenta, good pocket presence, steps up the pocket, delivers the ball in front of his wide receiver, but just too much for Trujillo.
If you look earlier in the route, Trujillo throttled down for a split second. Didn't know that Armenta was going to, Armenta had already thrown it. If he had been running the entire time, he might have had a shot at that. But still, once again,
some hand fighting with Poe as well down the field.
And the defender's running stride for stride. Didn't ever get his hips past his hips.
Been impressed by the coverage of this Troy secondary. That's their strength of this defense. Armenta, quick throw, got a man open, caught, first down. That's Nixon across midfield down to the 46-yard line, and the drive continues for the Warhawks into Troy territory. Nixon's first reception of the ball game, T.J. Thompson with the stop.
Yeah. looked at for them to get Nixon involved a little bit more here. He's been a couple of times. But that concept was designed so you can hit the underneath route, and the deeper route could turn into a blocker.
Zach Palmer-Smith back in at tailback. Kind of been quiet since the first half. Again, play action. Armenta steps up in the pocket and is knocked down from behind. Elijah Davis in there, first one to make the stop. I'm curious if they're going to give him credit for a sack on the play.
Remember, this is how he fumbled last time, was a defender coming from behind. He held onto the ball that time.
We knew the strength of this defense. Again, Elijah Davis, the transfer from South Carolina, was the defensive ends. We've seen it here in the second half as we've gone under 8 minutes to go.
Well, this is a defensive end's dream. It's a gotta-pass pretty much situation now, so they can pin their ears back.
And it is a sack for Davis. 2nd and 12, under 8 to go. Armenta rolls right. Got to get rid of it. Flag on the play. Throws it back across the field, which is never a good idea. Is that Joe Lott again? Joe Lott to the end zone.
Doesn't
Joe
have enough
Lott,
wheels.
touchdown. And Armenta does the number one thing you don't do, throw across your body, but
it's a flag going to be in the realm of holding.
It is.
He threw it late and across his body.
Result of the play is a touchdown. It was holding on the offense, number 67. That penalty would be declined.
You can't do it. He's trying to get it back to his tight end. It worked earlier in the game, but he's late. It goes across his body, and a pick six.
How about the redshirt freshman, Joe Lott, had an interception earlier in this game in the third quarter. Now the pick six, which is pretty much the backbreaker. You won't get it any easier than that.
Look, watch him go sideways. He ran out of wheels.
He is running for his life, but
he got in there. That's all that matters.
The redshirt freshman with the touchdown, and it is a game that Joe Lott and his family will never forget.
Wow.
And again, if you're Armenta, that's something you cannot do, is throw across your body like that. And that might put this one away after the extra point. For the Trojans, it is Troy 37, ULM 14, 7:30 left in this one. Back here in Malone Stadium, where Joe Lott's pick six makes it a 3-score game, 37-14. And just shout out to the Troy Trojan program, Des. Since they've made the move up to the FBS level, they have been one of the most consistent, I guess now 6 programs, 25 seasons, 8 Sun Belt Conference titles. And again, just a community at Troy that has complete buy-in of that program. And there's a reason they're successful year after year after year, going all the way back to the great Larry Blakeney.
And that's why they're able to attract top talent. You know, you're able to attract Notre Dame's offensive coordinator.
And even before that, John Summerall,
right.
you had Neil Brown, and like they've just done a great job of hiring good coaches. And look, they are a program that I think a lot of teams at this level strive to try to become.
I would say that's both of these coaches are in their second year. They're like where ULM is trying to build to get to.
We'll take a timeout. We come back. Warhawks will get the football, trying to score quick to make this a game. We come back after this. Stadium, where it has been all Troy since the middle of the third quarter. They lead 37-14. We talked about special teams being the difference, Des. It's been turnovers, the difference here in the second half.
A bunch of them in a very short amount of time, being capitalized on getting points.
Again, you see the stats. Certainly slanted. It was very, very close early. Now, total yards 313 to 296 for Troy. But when you lead the possession or a turnover battle 3-0, you should. Let's see. Landon Graves has checked in at quarterback for ULM. The give is to, I believe that's Zach Palmer-Smith, who's got the first down up to the 46-yard line. Again, Landon Graves, redshirt sophomore from right here in Monroe, has checked into the ball game at quarterback.
All right, keep an eye on that. Is that just more of a, it's late in the game, let's get some film on Landon Graves, get him an opportunity?
Well, not only that, but, and I think Bryant Vincent and even Aiden Armenta would admit that last throw he had is just one you can't make.
Nah, you can't. There has to be some repercussions for that.
Again, I understand Aiden trying to make a play, but
no.
We'll see what Landon Graves can do. Warhawks down 3 scores. Graves on the keep. He'll get close to midfield up to the 49-yard line, pickup of 2. And Aiden will get more opportunities. Look, he's still just a sophomore.
For sure.
And he broke all kinds of New Mexico high school passing records. Coach Vincent really believes in the young man. Thought he played well for 2.5 quarters. Things just kind of fell apart here in the second half.
Made some really contested plays. If anything, he just was pressing, trying to make the play that wasn't there.
Graves steps up, rolls to his right, looking for somebody, got nobody, beats the linebacker to the edge. He'll be short of the first down. Running for his life away from number 44, Luke Hodge, who came in for Stephen Catalich, who was ejected for targeting earlier.
Yeah, and Graves, he showed some restraint there of not forcing anything. He had a couple chances.
Move pretty well. It is 3rd and 3. Warhawks down 23. Again, Troy coming in, riding a 3-game winning streak. They're close to running it to 4. They are welcoming in the Ragin' Cajuns next week, while ULM will travel to Southern Miss to Hattiesburg. Give is to Palmer Smith. Pickup of 1 on the carry to a much different Southern Miss team than we saw last year, Des. That was, and you hate to talk bad about it, but that was one of the worst teams we've seen last year. They might have been the worst. I think Jackson State was significantly better than Southern Miss, but they hire Charles Huff. They bring in 20 players, including their quarterback. This is a very different Southern Miss team that ULM will travel to next week.
Yeah, maybe the mayor won't have to get on to you after the call.
Well, luckily I won't be on it, so we won't have to. And hopefully the mayor of Troy doesn't have to get on to it. So.
Absolutely.
Nothing for them to complain about.
No,
There was a
he's happy with the
good win for the Trojans here tonight. 4th and 2 for the Warhawks, trying to keep this game alive. Graves, good coverage on the play by number 8, Jaquez White, and that will be a turnover on downs for the Warhawks.
ULM sidelines are asking for a PI there on the slant, which he did. It was a little contact. He might have got his arm and hooked him, but you can do that as long as you don't turn him. But it looks like he was on his back there a little bit.
So the ball goes back to Troy, up 23 with 4:41 remaining in this ball game.
And if you're a Troy Trojan, this is your favorite part of the game. You get to get some depth in the ball game.
I didn't see if they made any substitutions on offense. I see a lot of the starters still in there. And how about Troy doing this with a bunch of backup offensive linemen? Again, they were a mash unit, quarterback, receivers, especially offensive line, and this team has not missed a beat. Gilcrease give it off to Meadows to the far side, up to the now extra effort to midfield. Again, there was a lot of like for a lot of this ball game for ULM, considering all the things they were going against, Des. I mean, missed opportunities where you think you get sure points in the first half. But, I mean, how many other teams in the country have to have kicker tryouts in the middle of the season? And that's you've pretty much eliminated the kicking game from your arsenal tonight.
You remember junior high where you had to go for 2
Yeah.
because you weren't kicking extra points? They definitely were up against it here and fought valiantly for a while.
Well, 2 possessions in the first half in the red zone come away with no points.
0 points. And then, you take that and you add the turnovers to it. It's just you can't.
You lose your leading running back, Bam McReynolds.
Wow.
Oh, look at the great play by Mosley in the backfield, stopping for a loss.
That's when you've gone to the well one too many times, and Cliff read it from the start.
Cliff Mosley from Shreveport Calvary Baptist High School, one of the best high school football programs in the state of Louisiana, always a title contender.
That's a football player right there. The game is well in hand, but he out there like the rest of them, still balling, trying to make a play.
As the clouds roll into Monroe, kind of ominous here for the Warhawk fans.
It is. Ominous for anybody on the field.
But
right
still a lot of football left for both teams. Troy obviously playing for a conference championship. Got the kind of talent to do it. Kilchrist,
wow,
gonna throw, is almost intercepted. Great individual play by Ziggy Loa.
Ziggy Loa,
Ziggy brings that in. Ziggy might be running for a touchdown.
And he had Ra Thomas about to come open.
Look at the ups by Ziggy.
Yeah, Ra and
look at his tight end, Schwartz.
Schwartz over there. They had a levels concept. They had a shallow and a deep out route, and both of them were coming open.
So ULM will get the football back. Trujillo back to receive the punt from Crenshaw. Trujillo brings it in on the 11. Around on the 7, gets up to the 11. And we'll see Landon Graves and the offense go to work one more time.
Yeah, my little brother's a punter. I need him to go talk to Troy's punter.
Well, if you're going to learn from anybody, that's the young man to do it. I mean, there's a good chance he wins the Ray Guy Award.
He is booting.
And look, the third phase isn't talked about enough unless it hurts you or helps you, and it can make a difference in this ball. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest plays in this ball game, Des, is when ULM gets a stop and Crenshaw gets a punt that flips the field, defense gets a stop, and really everything started snowballing after that.
That was a big turning point in this game. You see it happen time and time
Again, you don't realize how good how much of a weapon a punter is until you have one that good. Graves rolls, got Nixon, hits him up to the 15, up to the 16-yard line. Look at Gilcrease today, 13 of 22, 23 and a touchdown. That's kind of pedestrian from what he's been doing. I think today's story was about the Troy defense.
For sure.
And special teams.
And ULM, and Troy figuring out who was their hot hand late, getting it to Trey Taylor in space. That was their go-to.
Graves gives it off to Tyrell Reed.
Yeah.
Not much happening.
Yep, seems like anytime they needed some yards, they had Trey Taylor or Peyton Higgins they could hit up. And that's what good teams do.
Yep. Deshaun Ford will check in for ULM. We come back, talented freshman out of Opelousas, Louisiana. When we come back, our final 2 minutes, Troy 37, ULM 14 here on ESPN+. Inside Malone Stadium, Sean Fox, Desmond Lighton, all Troy here. Really in the fourth quarter, 37-14. And Des, Warhawks facing 3rd and 4. I know this is not the outing that the Warhawk fans were expecting, but again, talking to this staff, talking to Coach Vincent, this is just phase 2.
Yep.
This is year number 2. And the give is to Deshaun Ford, the freshman out of Opelousas, Louisiana. Close to a first down, does get the first down, but I know people tend to focus on the negative, and I get it. This is disappointing the last couple weeks, but this team also won their first non-conference road win, first conference road game in 7 years. They beat Arkansas State for the first time in 15 years. This is a Troy program that's a lot further ahead than ULM. There's a lot of buy-in from the Trojan program, always has been, but I still think as Graves takes a shot deep, it is almost intercepted. Is it intercepted?
I think he lost it at the end. He hit his head pretty hard.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. But there's still some building blocks for ULM, and there's a lot of football left. But again, you got to tip your cap to Troy. We came in expecting a great offense, came away impressed with that offense, but an even better defense. But again, so much respect for what this program's done in just 25 years at the FBS level. They've been one of the best G6 programs.
Yeah, and they are as advertised. And you got to think that they definitely are a little bit further along, or a lot further along, you should say.
You see Troy's upcoming schedule. They've got the Cajuns, then Arkansas State, both at home. You like your opportunities at home. Then a very good ODU team on the road as the delayed draw to Deshaun Ford. Not much happening. But Troy right now, after this win, actually that was Tyrell Reed, in a great position to potentially win the Western Division of the Sun Belt Conference.
And you got to think that they have a complement. They have a great offense, complementary defense. They can make a run.
And you see ULM on the road against the surprise team in the Sun Belt this year, Southern Miss. Then the top team in the East, Old Dominion, comes here. Then South Alabama at Texas State, and then at the Raging Cajuns to wind things down. Got to find 3 wins the rest of the way if you're ULM to try to get bowl eligible. Graves with another shot downfield. Again, blanket coverage. Is that straight? Nope. That is for Troy, number 17, Marlon Odom. And it is 4th and 12.
Graves is letting that thing fly.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I like it. But once again, you highlighted it's a big project ULM's in the middle of. Definitely not all bad. This was a very competitive game until those turnovers happened.
No, it was. I mean, this game flipped on. I mean, you have 3 straight possessions where you turn the football over. That is hard for anybody to overcome. And then you add in the special teams dilemma that you have.
But credit to Troy being opportunistic on all of those turnovers. Getting it done on the road here.
Again, Troy will remain tied for first place inside the Sun Belt Conference with the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss, where the Warhawks will go next week, make the trip to Hattiesburg. Not a lot of love between the Warhawks and the Golden Eagles. Battle of the Birds.
The Birds.
And it was a quick-moving game till it wasn't.
You noticed that?
Yeah.
I think we talked about that. It was like, man, this game's moving fast. Into the third quarter.
It didn't. But a lot of substitutions and new faces in there for both teams here late. Punt by Mackenzie Ryan. Fair caught at the 44-yard line for Troy, where I assumed as they will go ahead and just take a knee and get out of here and move their record to 5-2 on the season.
Yeah, they're in the victory formation, my favorite formation.
It's Coach Parker's probably as well.
Yeah, at this point.
And again, the defense and special teams, the difference tonight for the Trojans in their 37-14 victory here in Monroe tonight against ULM. McKilchrist wanted to give the ball to the officials, and for some reason the official didn't want it. As we see the two coaches exchange pleasantries as as Troy will come away with the 37-14 victory. Your final thoughts, sir?
This is a ULM team developing into a better team. In Troy, they are as advertised offensively and defensively. They figured out a way to get it done.
They did. Now ULM, can they find 3 wins and the rest of the way to try to get bowl eligible? Troy's trying to continue and stay in first place for a conference championship. Well, for our entire ESPN production crew, our great color analyst Desmond Lighton, this is Sean Fox saying so long from ULM, where the final score is Troy 37, ULM 14. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.